Hello.
Hello.
Before we start with the intro and everything, if we can get a quick audio check.
Yes, please.
Mita
Testing,
sounds
testing.
a little
1, 2, 3.
low for me, slightly.
Oh,
but
maybe my mic is a little bit off to the side here. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna increase you just a smidge. Okay,
I don't know why I'm
how's that?
excited for today. Yeah, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, guys.
Does that sound okay? It sounds good. Okay, no one's too audio's too small or too loud. It sounds even.
Yeah,
equal.
this is your time to tell us, please.
Please. Yeah, I know sometimes
Don't
people don't say anything because they feel bad. I'm like, no, we need to know. There's no way for us to know unless you tell us.
Right.
Mita's a smidge loud. Okay, perfect. That's good.
Thank you, Red Sky Kai.
Because that's something I can control. If she's too soft, that's hard.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
The fear of everyone's ears getting blown out,
Yeah,
is,
I try to do my best to laugh away from Mike more.
No, it's okay. Blow everyone's mic out. It's good. It's good. It's part of the Mita experience.
Oh no!
Just like that one comment that still lives rent free in my head. The peak Mita's content. Mita's audio's peak, just like her content. Yeah, so
That's
good.
Amazing. It's so stupid.
It's so stupid. I love it.
I love it.
Okay, it looks like audio. Can we just get a double check now? Audio is okay.
Yeah.
Mita's a little low.
Oh no, because I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Sounds okay.
Muscles. I love muscles. Okay.
Not
that should be
Mita
good, right?
speed watching Delicious in Dungeon right before we started.
I mean, I made it.
You did. You did
Yeah,
make it. Yeah, it's true.
He's
I know. Oh my god. It was I had to listen. You guys don't understand. I had to listen to Mita watch it while I was setting up other stuff. You have no idea.
I mean,
We definitely need to do Tubes and a Pod watch along one of these days for sure though.
Yes.
Okay, shall we do our intro then? It sounds good.
Yes. Oh, let me find it. There we go.
All right. Well, I always want to hear. I read this in your stupid David Kun voice every time. Welcome back to our podcast. Oh my god. All right, here we go. Ready?
Yes.
Welcome back to our podcast. I'm your host, Lyra Valkyria.
And I'm your co-host, Mitosita.
And this is episode 7 of Two Weebs in a Pod. Yay! Episode 7. Can you believe it?
No, I cannot.
Okay, we do want to apologize really quick. We didn't really announce that we were going to be taking a break over the holidays, so
sorry.
we apologize for anyone who was really looking forward to it. I know some people were like, is Two Weebs in a Pod gone? Is it over? No. It was just we were all busy for the holidays. Mita was out of town and I had people over throughout January, so we just didn't have time to do it. And then we kind of weren't sure when we were going to come back, and that's why we just didn't announce anything. But rest assured, we are back to your regularly scheduled every other week podcast.
Yes. Yeah, I'm really excited to be back on track because there's so much to talk about.
There is.
With each season, a new anime and news popping out of nowhere, left and right.
Yeah,
you know the drill.
The crazy stuff that's been happening. It's been like almost a whole month, I think, right, since the last episode.
You're right.
It has been a little bit, but we have a lot of amazing, fun, interesting things in store for the next coming episodes. So I hope you guys are very excited for what Two Weebs in a Pod has in store for 2024, because it's our first 2024 episode. If you guys are like not really VTuber fans, but you guys are podcast fans, Happy New Year's. You may have missed Yeah, you may have missed our New Year's little celebrations, but Happy New Year's. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited what 2024 will bring for us. Manga, anime, adaptations.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it all.
I'm gonna write this down. We should do one where we talk about what we're looking forward to because there's a lot coming up that's not gonna be covered today necessarily.
Right. For sure.
Give me a second.
And if you guys have heard, Mashle opening 2 has been going around. Watch it.
I gotta check it out. I like kind of fell out of Mashal when I was watching it, but the opening and ending were always really good. So very excited
most definitely. Yes,
check those out. And for those who are new or for those who have forgotten, just as a reminder, this is live. We are reading your comments. However, this is a podcast, so we will not be doing much interaction with chat. We're not going to be responding to a lot of comments, but feel free to, give us positive feedback, positive affirmation, lots of clapping. No kidding. Clap every time we say something. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm asking for it. Like that's good, Pumita. Yeah.
Like a golf clap. It'll be like one of those like
like that.
like Animal Crossing villagers when you like show them a fish.
Yeah, you twirl around and go ding. Yeah, exactly. If I don't see those clapping emojis throughout the episode, I'm gonna be very disappointed in you guys. I have expectations now.
But we oftentimes do look to chat if we can't remember the name of something or something. We'll be like, oh, what was the anime that was like this? And then we always look at chat and wait for someone to respond with the answer.
Right.
So feel free to participate in that way. But again, we won't be responding to any questions or any comments or super chats or memberships throughout the stream. So we do apologize, but hopefully we'll get to those later.
Yeah.
Alrighty, then shall we begin? Because we have a lot to talk about, and every time we have a new season of anime, our episodes go for a really long time.
Yeah, not on purpose. It's just so much to talk about. We're excited to tell you guys what we think. Yeah.
So we're talking about winter 2024 anime. Lots of stuff in winter that I think people were looking forward to. I think both of us in general, not to give too many spoilers, have sort of a lukewarm reaction to winter, right?
Yeah, it wasn't like amazing, but it wasn't bad either. It's just pretty neutral. Like, okay, I'm looking forward to this season.
Did you have stuff that you were like really looking forward to in the season?
I was looking forward to the adaptations of some of the things I have read before. I watched them. I'm like, yeah, but the thing is, like, I already went through the content, so it's not like a what.
Right.
So no shock factor. It's just like I get to see it moving. So I wasn't really looking forward to anything in particular this winter. But yeah.
I see. Makes sense. I think the only one that I was particularly looking forward to, because I don't read manga as much as Mita does, especially like recent stuff. I feel like I read really weird manga actually. I feel like the stuff that I've been reading recently, I feel like it's just so kind of like off left field in a way. Yeah. But anyway, the anime I was looking forward to, because I hadn't read them and I had been waiting to watch the manga for, was Solo Leveling and Delicious in Dungeon. Those were the two that I had not read before, but I was looking forward to seeing animated, and I was like, I won't read it because the anime is coming out soon, one of those things. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I think you mentioned that most of the stuff that you're watching this season are just continuations from last season, right? So would you like to let the viewers or listeners know what it is that you're watching that is a continuation? Because we're not going to be talking about those throughout the episode.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I wasn't ready for that. Let me double check that I don't miss anything.
Okay. I'm only continuing one personally, so I can talk about mine first. It's Free Ren. Yeah. I mean, Free Ren was like such a fucking standout, like crazy standout. Something though that I think you're still watching that I ended up going back. I watched the first episode, but I didn't watch the anime. I ended up reading was Apothecary Diaries due to your recommendation.
Yes, Senpai, I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think?
I really like the manga a lot. I feel like, so I watched the first episode of the anime and I thought it was really interesting that they started it very differently than the manga though.
Oh Oh, most definitely.
Yeah. I mean, there were like some pros and cons to it. Like, for example, like they showed a lot of the brothel scenes in the first episode, which I thought was like really unnecessary. And there was like a lot of it was weird. I didn't really understand what they were doing with it because I felt like Apothecary Diaries, when I read it, felt very much shoujo-y, but then the anime did not feel shoujo-y, and I was a little bit confused like what they were trying to do with that, because there was a lot of fan service in the first episode for like intended for a male audience, and I was like, like that's really interesting. Like I wonder why they took that direction. But but I didn't watch any more of the anime. I just ended up reading the manga like quite a bit, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I also prefer the manga for that series as well. Wow, I'm so glad that you actually took a dip into it.
Yeah, I did, of course.
Yeah, it's so fun. And then for continuing stuff that I have watched, so I like Free Run, but I haven't been on top of it. But continuing anime, of course, always Detective Conan. And I think for continuous series, I think that's about it for the
ones Mashal, I guess, right?
Yeah, Mash. Yeah, bring bam bam, bring bam bam, bring bam bam. Oh my gosh, guys! If you haven't looked up the opening for that yet, please do check it out.
The second opening, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's by Creepy Nuts, which also did the opening for what was that anime? I didn't get to watch it yet. Daten, do you know that song? Again, I'm falling.
No, I don't think I know that song.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys had known the anime. It was like a manga to anime adaptation. I didn't check it out. But Creepy Nuts is always slaying, as I can say.
Oh, I'll have to check it. I mean, I definitely am interested. I feel like shonen series just get the best opening and endings. Like they're so hype. So like such bangers, and even Mashal, like the ending song for the first ending, yeah, the shoe cream, yeah, that's actually an idol group that I really liked from many years ago. Yeah, Philosophy No Dance. Like I really like a lot of their music. So when I saw that they were doing the Mashal ending, I was really hyped. Actually, it's really cool. So I was really excited about that.
I didn't know that. Wow. Yeah, I love that ending so much because, like, again, it's like a new flavor. It's like, it wasn't the same ordinary, like, I'm sad, I'm calm friendship.
Right.
And I also agree that a lot of shonen anime happen to have a bit more bangers than.
I think also because they have the budget usually to like
the budget
get like the big name artists and stuff too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And also I think because it's just hype in general. So for example, like I love Free Run. I think Free Run is definitely going to be top 5 anime for me, like of all time once it's over. Unless they like royally fuck it up at the end, like Ranking of Kings. But even then I might forgive it. But like Free Run's openings and endings, I'm just really not that much of a fan of.
Oh yeah, I don't feel like it matches the vibe at all. Like
yeah, I mean, I think like I kind of get it. Like it's the slow vibe. That's what they're trying to go for. But yeah, I'm also like not a fan. And in general, I kind of like more upbeat music too. So which wouldn't really match Free Run, I guess. So I understand.
Gotcha. Yeah. I wish. Yeah. I know I want to like egg on it, but I really did have high hopes for the anime opening and ending.
Yeah, same. And they had like some big people too. It's just like not really my cup of tea personally.
Right. Same. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, since we went through our anime that we have been watching, how about the new stuff?
All right, let's get into the new stuff.
Yeah, what's on your radar?
I watched quite a bit of stuff. I have like notes, so I'm gonna have to like go through my notes as I like go through these. Give me a second. Let me bring up my notes. Oh, for the first one, we have. I have images this time for people who are watching, not just listening. If you're watching, I have some images for you now. Uh-oh. Wait, give me a second. I clicked the wrong thing. 1 second. Here we go.
Wait, that's so freaking cool. It's on the TV screen.
Hey.
Wait, that's so cute. That's so cute. I love that. Sorry, I got excited. That's amazing. Guys, where's the golfing clap? Where's the golf clap?
The golf clap. The golf
so
clap
cute.
for our TV screen.
Wait,
Yeah, our
let me take
unused
my
TV
hat.
screen.
Let me take my hat. There we go. Okay. Yeah.
It's okay. My big head is covering most of it anyway, but it's not like anything interesting. It's just one image, so you guys don't have to look at it too much.
Yeah,
But
it's so good.
anyway, solo leveling. We talked a little bit about solo leveling before we started. Mita, do you want to talk about your kind of experience with solo leveling?
Yeah. So I had dipped my toes into like the webtoon and stuff. And I personally am not a fan of solo leveling. Again, I'm gonna always try 3 times. I only tried 1 time, but was really put off by how generic it felt. Wow, guys, I know, calm down, I'm sorry. But I was not a fan at all. I felt like the pacing and the story was just not it. I wish I could have a better description for you guys, but I really didn't want to dip my toes deeper into something I really didn't like. So I'm gonna try again, of course, in the future. But for now, it is on my back burner of problems and anime and manga I want to touch. So,
are there any Korean webtoon isekai-ish themed series that you have read besides solo leveling?
Oh yeah, that's similar to it.
Because there's a lot in this genre, particularly in webtoons.
Oh my gosh, I was ready for this question. I have his favorite one that's like similar to like the vibe, but it's like it's the best ever. Oh gosh. Let me say it to you so quick. I just need to get it out there, please, guys. Please watch this.
Well, I'm trying to think of what other ones I can think of off the top of my head. Because there's one that's like the max level warrior. What is it? Max leveling warrior? Hardcore leveling warrior. There's that one. And then there's also the one that's doing a shit. I forgot all of these stupid ones. There's like the Returners Magic they had an anime last season. Oh, the S classes? Is that what it is?
The S classes I raised. Yes, it is. I love this manga to death. It's just action and drama and fantasy. It's literally everything I love. But the way they wrote it with the pacing, it was so good. That's what I really treasure is that manga and manhwa that can really pace their stuff well and keep me on my toes. Yeah,
so I think there's like a big 3 as so far as I'm aware. I mean, like Korean webtoons, there's so many that are in this genre of like either isekai or /MMO/ like, there's some kind of leveling aspect in it. It's like a really big one. Because you can tell it's because the base, as most people know, Korean's gaming industry is most known for their MMORPGs. So it makes sense that culturally that's the kind of like content they're going to be producing. So this was like a big one. So I think the top 3 are like solo leveling. It was hardcore leveling warrior. And then there was one more. I think is it the other one where the author passed away? I always get confused. Let me find it because I do think it's kind of important to like talk about the genre in a way.
Right.
Let me see.
There's so many manhwa that follow the same tropes, the same ideas. Isekai, gotta level up. I have a special power,
Yeah.
I love it though. It's good stuff.
Yeah, solo leveling was a big one for a lot of people. And then there's one more. There's one more because it was like a big 3, but I don't remember what it's called anymore. Anyway, there's like a bajillion in this particular genre, so it's there, and they all sound the fucking same. Something leveling, like the leveling is in the title, like all of them, like level up god, solo leveling, hardcore leveling warrior. Yeah, it's just the very typical MMO RPG-esque thing. Anyway, because this one in particular, solo leveling, is so big in Korea, I had been meaning to read this for a really long time, and I was like, all right, the anime's coming out soon. I'll just freaking watch the anime. And so that is what I did this season. And I watched the first episode. And so far, like you said, it's pretty generic.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, okay, like what will it be? It's like the best one ever. Everyone loves this one. It must be really good. And then I watched the first episode. I was like, yeah. So far, nothing too interesting. It is very gruesome though.
Oh yeah.
Which I haven't seen too much of in this genre, like as gruesome as this one. It is very gruesome, like actually gory, like people's heads get chopped off and stuff, and you see blood and whatnot, which is a bit more uncommon. So I guess like if people are into that sort of vibe or aesthetic, like some people really like gore and whatnot, so that might be more
like that.
yeah. But I just watched one episode though, so I didn't watch more. I'll probably watch it a couple more just to make sure I'm not missing out on the hype. I want to see like what his power is, because in the first episode they haven't shown that yet. It's just like the first episode is just them getting like trapped in like a dungeon, and then at the end of the episode the cliffhanger is like, whoa, is everyone gonna die? You know, that's like the cliffhanger. So I do think I need to like see what the gimmick is gonna be and what the power is gonna be, and then maybe I'll be convinced. Kind of like, remember that one anime that we watched, was it last season or 2 seasons ago, the one that was like the gluttony one, Berserk of Gluttony?
Yeah, I kept watching because I was so curious more about his powers, and I thought it was a little interesting.
Right.
Though out of like my own will.
Right.
Like it was interesting because you have to keep like watching episodes to learn more, you know.
Right. That, I mean, I didn't love that series at all, but I do think the concept was really interesting, and like you said, it was interesting enough to get you to watch more. And I feel like if Solo Leveling can do that, where they like throw in kind of a weird gimmick or something, that's gonna happen later. Obviously no spoilers for those who have read it, but I will have to see if that's enough to like keep me, because so far it feels pretty generic, and I just feel like a lot of these isekai series are getting to that point of genericness that which you know is to a degree is actually fine. I don't mind the genericness. I don't think that that's the problem. It's more of like, if it's gonna be generic, it has to be delivered really well.
Right.
Yeah, so it's okay if it's generic as long as you deliver it in a way. The pacing has to be excellent, the storytelling has to be excellent, the writing has to be like everything else has to be excellent, because that's what's going to carry the show. And I don't mind genericness.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't have that unique factor, exactly, you have to follow those rules to still keep a person watching it, you know.
Right.
We're not just going to watch it just because it's a genre we like, you know.
Right. Well, we're gonna be talking about that because I think we have a couple villainous-esque isekai on our list today, so we will be talking about that. I think we have like 3 or 4.
I glanced, I'm like, wait a second, you're right, there's a lot of
yeah, so we'll be talking about that sort of genre in a bit more, and there's actually a couple more isekai ones that we're going to be regular isekai ones as well. But anyway, that's it for Solo Leveling. There's not that much to talk about because I only watched one episode and I thought it was just okay. We'll see. It is one that I will keep watching just because the name value is just so big. I need to know what everyone's losing their minds about. Like I have to find out, you know.
Like, why are you guys on it? I swear.
Right. All right. Next one though is kind of a weird one. It's kind of an odd one, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh, Hokkaido girls are super adorable.
You said you read the manga to this.
Yeah, I read like 2-3 chapters of it. Cause on my on manhwa apps, I just like scroll and I catch anything like for funsies and I read it. And this just happened to be something I had read a little bit of, and the art was really cute. I kind of like the idea of we're going into unknown territory that isn't really like talked about, like gals in different areas. So I was really excited to read it, and I think what threw me off was some unnecessary fan service, which I'm so chill about fan service. Like, go ahead, like I don't care, but
it was nasty. Let's be real.
It was nasty.
It was actually nasty. Like, fan service, sure, like panty shots, whatever, but like, if we're talking about your fucking nose snot, like that's disgusting.
Oh my gosh, let me tell you, in the manga, it was so like, it was like, I don't remember, it's either a full page or like almost a full page, and it was so detailed, and the snot was just like a freaking trail to her hands.
I mean, even in the fucking anime, I was like, yo, that is nasty. Like,
it was nastier in the manga, I feel like.
Like, I don't know, I was like, ooh, like, you know. When because they're doing the porn thing where she's like doing the thing with her fingers where she puts them together and separates them and puts them together to like show the mucus like webbing between her fingers. That's like, okay, I understand if we're talking about like something sexual, but we're talking about literally her snot. Like, that is fucking disgusting. She literally sneezes.
Yeah, here, I'm gonna show you the picture. I know I don't know if we can show it on. I don't know. You're gonna look at it and you're gonna stare at it like I had to.
Even in the anime, I was like, oh, and it's like the first like 3 minutes of the anime or something. I was like, no, oh man, this is not what I want. Because I was really excited because it seemed like such a wholesome, like, you know, like, oh, gals in Hokkaido, like you said, it's so rare and it seems fun. Like, there's a guy from Tokyo, so she asked him about Tokyo. Right. Like, that's such an interesting premise, and that could be so wholesome and cute. But then, like, I saw the nose thing, and I was like, oh no, no.
That's the first
I
sign.
know immediately where this is going. And then that part right afterwards where they're like watching a movie, and then there's a sex scene.
Yeah, that was so unnecessary.
It was so weird. And then he's like, she's like moaning in her sleep, and he's like, is she masturbating? And he like turns around and she's just sleeping. I was like, bro, it's so distasteful. This is weird. Like, this is weird. I don't know how I feel about this.
It's like a wholesome setup, but they put all those like ecchi, like, I don't know. It just didn't match anything. Nothing matched. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was so random.
Right, it wasn't random. Like, if it was meant to be ecchi series, then go ahead. But it felt like it wasn't supposed to be, and it was
weird that he like blushed when the nose thing happened, the snot thing happened. He was like blushing, like he was like getting turned on by that. I was like, bro, you need help.
Right.
Like,
literally, he's like, when did I have this fetish? Is what he said, and I'm like, oh my god.
I don't even remember him saying that, but that's fucking awful.
It's disgusting. Look at my screen right now. I want you to see the snot.
Oh, you're sharing your screen. You didn't even send it to me.
Yeah. This is what I had to look at.
Bro, I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And he's like, oh, it's so good. It's amazing. I'm like, what do you mean? It's disgusting.
No. And I hate, this is like one of those examples of like, I hate the main character.
Oh, don't get me started on him. I have my notes. Sorry, I forgot I had notes. Oh my gosh. So like, Fuyuki, she's super adorable. Her name is adorable. Like, very soft, very elegant.
She's really cute.
Right. And, she could be pretty likable a little bit at first. And then Tsubasa over here, of course, he has like the main protag, dark hair, dark eyes, plain simple. I'm a little shy. I don't have many friends. Like the stereotype.
Classic.
Like, okay, go ahead, classic. I don't care. It's a classic, whatever.
Yeah.
But dog.
Yeah.
Dog is so annoying. Ugh.
It's like the protagonist in the worst way possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Oh my gosh, I cannot. Because like protag energy, it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I'm not going to freaking turn my head away from it.
Right.
But this dog, he was just so, like, his personality was just up and down. Like, wow, like, oh my God, like thinking so like nasty things about her. And all of a sudden he's like, I'm innocent and shy. And
I hated his whole thing where he like keeps getting like literally turned on by anything that she does. Like, he just is so nasty about her.
Like,
and then he goes, oh, I just want to be friends. I just want to make friends with her.
Right. But then you can see his disgusting behavior and then brings over a movie. He's like, I didn't see this movie yet. And then he's like, so like,
I think if he was just horny, it would be fine. Like, I think that would be funny.
Right.
But like the fact that he was like really, and like there was a part where like, I think even like when he goes over to her house, what did he say? It was something like, I know I shouldn't, but like when else am I gonna have an, you know, like he was kind of like,
stuff like that.
yeah, it was just like it was just like weird and sleazy. It wasn't like, you know, either he has to just be innocent, like, I don't know what's going on, huh? Girls like me, you know, like the idiot protagonist, or he just has to be like the horny protagonist. It's like, hell yeah, I'm going into a girl's house, you know, whatever. Like he needs to pick a fucking lane.
Pick a lane.
Yeah. Because he was doing both, it just makes him feel really like gross because it feels really underhanded. Like he's like like ulterior motives. He's like acting like her friend just to like get in her pants. Like that's what it feels like, because
that's the vibe.
It's not just one way or the other. It just feels like really wrong and bad.
Oh my gosh, 100%.
Unlikable.
I'm so glad to not. Yeah, because I'm imagining myself like in her position like so many times.
Right.
Okay, what if I sneeze? If a guy
gets turned on from you, like, yeah.
Make a snot. I would jump off a building. Like, guys, please don't say that, please.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
All right, think that at least.
Okay, like, or like whatever, but then like don't like, you know, try to like guise it in this weird thing of friendship.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like whatever, be turned on with whatever you're gonna be turned on with, but like don't be like, oh yeah, I just want to be friends with this person. Like, you know, you're like fucking lying to yourself and everybody else, you know.
Right. Yes. Golf clap.
Yeah. No, I hated that. There were also just weird parts, like that part in the beginning where like they're waiting for the bus together, and then she's like, okay, I guess I'm going, and he's like, all right, see ya. And he doesn't get on the bus.
I was like, what?
I was like, wait, what the fuck? And like, why? It didn't add anything to anything.
It didn't. And like, it is not like, oh, he showed up late or anything. Like, no, he showed up on time. And,
yeah, it was so weird.
I guess it was just like that one, like 3 seconds of like her on the bus going like, I hope he's in the same class as me. Like that was like the only, like 3 seconds of her on the bus. Like,
that was so stupid, like pointless and stupid.
Pointless. Yeah. And also, there were a couple things that I had problems with her. Like Fuyuki was super, super cute. But then, like, you know, she brings like a stranger over, and then
that was
like,
weird. Falls
she has
asleep
like her
and
badonkers out.
Yeah, she
like,
does.
Oh, you should wear this at home. Like, yeah, okay.
You know,
okay.
It's frustrating because I feel like this anime is basically Blue Balls the anime. Do you know what Blue Balls are, Mita?
I think I
okay.
do.
It's kind of like when you don't get any satisfaction. Like, if you're gonna make it porn, just make it fucking porn. Like, yeah, I'd rather just watch porn. But why would I watch this where it's just this weird, like, lead up, like, all of this momentum to, like, something sexual to be like, oh, haha, never mind, hee hee, haha, bye. Like, it's just so awkward and bad. But it's not like, it's not even done in a tasteful way. I feel like what they were trying to do with the series, I feel like they were trying to catch the My Dress Up Darling fans.
Right.
But see, My Dress Up Darling was done really tastefully. There are scenes that I didn't like personally, but I think in general, like, the fan service was really good and done in a way that makes sense, or that, like, you know, it's fun. Yeah, like, it's like fun because she's like teasing him. Like, you know that she's teasing him. She's teasing him on purpose. Like, it's very intentional, right? And so that makes sense. It doesn't feel like this weird, but like this entire series just feels like they were trying to recreate My Dress Up Darling and pick up any like leftover fans who are like, you know, who are wanting something like similar, but then they don't know how to like fucking write something good, so they just like try to stick in random weird fan service for the sake of even the art style. I feel like is kind of mimicking it, and the animation style too, the way that they made certain things kind of sparkly, for example.
Oh my gosh, Senpai, you're wording everything perfectly what I was like thinking. Oh my gosh, it's so true. And the main character as well, the girl, she had kind of like the Maddie like a little bit where she's like, she teases sometimes, she's really shy, she's really a wholesome girl, et cetera, but she loves like being herself, etc.
Right. And is a gal and whatever.
Right. But with Fuyuki, I feel like they just kept flip-flopping, and they just felt really shadow writing for her character as well.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
If you know, were considering that, just watch some porn. That's my suggestion. It's probably better than this
my.
because
I wouldn't even say that, but I'm just saying that now.
You know,
that's not how bad it was. Go ahead. Oh my word.
Like
oh my
you're just gonna like this is just like it's so bad. The blue balls in this anime is just horrible, awful. I mean, granted, I am not a fan of this sort of genre personally. I loved My Dress Up Darling, don't get me wrong, but like this was just this reminded me of like shitty ecchi anime from like the early like 2010s.
Right.
That you're just like, why am I watching this? I should just watch porn. Like, what? Why would anyone watch this over porn? I don't understand.
Oh, my word. Oh my
and like,
gosh.
the animation was not that good either.
It wasn't. Nothing stood out whatsoever.
It was like weird because I think they did this. I don't like a lot of anime do this recently where they want you to think, they try to like trick you into thinking that the animation is good by either inserting certain scenes that are really well animated or doing little tricks that make you think that it's well animated, like making the eyes really sparkly.
Sparkles or angles.
Yeah, certain angles. But there were scenes where they were talking and like it was like it wasn't even animated. It was just like a scene with I was like, what the fuck is going on? No, their mouths weren't even moving.
Really? I did not see that. What? I watched both episodes. How did I? Really?
I was like, what is happening? Like, why are they doing this? It was so weird. It wouldn't have been that hard to like, I don't know, do like certain, you know, make it like a back scene so you don't have to animate the mouths or something, like show their backs or something. But it was just like,
my God.
It was so I was like, what is this?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's what you mean. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I feel like it had a lot of potential, but then again, I didn't like deep dive too deep into the manga myself.
Sure.
But I could already tell that the anime was gonna be a flop.
Yeah, I will say that even though I didn't like the animation, the art style I really like. Even though we shat on him, the way that Tsubasa the guy is drawn, I really like the way they drew him. I feel like his eye style and stuff, I think it's very cute. But I personally didn't really like the way that the girls were drawn. But it's just like a style preference.
I didn't mind the art style either. I like his hair. I put that in my notes as well. I said Tsubasa's pretty basic. I just like his hair. I have it here.
No, I like the way that they drew him. And I also really like, again, before all the weird lewd shit was happening, I really liked all of the little stuff that they did, like when he was all fully like he was wearing like a big padded jacket and gloves and stuff, and she's wearing like almost nothing, and he's like, how is she alive? Like that stuff was what was out. I got really excited when I saw that because I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be like the wholesome, like sort of like silly, you know, back and forth of like someone moving to Hokkaido. But no, it was just blue balls in the anime. No, do not recommend.
So much potential with that because again, never been seen before, never been talked about. Hokkaido gals. So.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but yes.
I give it a 1 out of 5.
I'll give it a 2 for his hair.
Good thing his hair saved the anime. He couldn't.
It was pretty good. It was like, okay, it's like slightly curly, but not exactly curly. And like I like the shading of it as well.
No, I think he was drawn really well. I really like how they drew him a lot. I agree.
Yeah, thank you.
Fucking stop clapping, chat. I was kidding about the clapping.
I can take some of my punch real quick.
Yeah. It seems so sarcastic now when they're like clapping.
No, I want it. It's so funny.
You're drinking fruit punch?
Yeah. I love fruit punch high C. High C fruit punch. I have it in my Chick-fil-A cup. My sippy cup.
Amazing. Your sippy cup. Oh my god, stop clapping, chat.
Yeah, sippy cup. Yeah.
Oh my god. Clapping for the fucking fruit punch and sippy cup.
That's some good stuff.
I do love me some fruit punch though. Fruit punch is so underrated.
Yeah, I love fruit punch. I love high C in general. Thank you to that for the
Oh my god. All right. Are you ready to get back?
Yes.
Here we go. Our next anime is one that Mita did not watch, but I watched.
Ooh.
Is Fluffy Paradise.
Ooh.
Why did it say at the isekai at the top? I did not even notice that.
It's only one fluffy.
Fluffy. Oh, I thought in my head it's because I read it as
right.
Mofu Paradise, which is what the Japanese title is. But it's Fluffy Paradise.
Gotcha.
Let me get my notes.
It's so cute looking.
The animation for this
Oh?
is so fucking cute. Like, if you like Anya from Spy Family, if you are one of those people, like my roommate is one of these people, if you see like a baby and an anime baby and you're just like, holy shit, they're so cute, and you're like doing the hung meme, you know, like you're grabbing your chest and if you're doing that, this is for you, because this series is pretty basic, but it's so fucking cute that like I think the animation and the characters really just like, even I don't like babies, but every time I looked at her, I was like, oh my God. She's so cute. The series, like the premise and stuff is kind of stupid, but like I think that's part of the joke or whatever. Essentially the premise is it's an isekai. She gets reincarnated, and when she dies, she also dies from overwork with like no actual like real cause of death. And then the god basically is like, what kind of power do you want? And she was like, I just want to like touch fluffy things. And then her power is now just like she gets along with animals really well.
She's so real for that. Oh my God,
she is, but also it was kind of dumb. Like I don't really love that, but like whatever, I don't care because it doesn't matter. What matters is that she's fucking adorable. She's fucking adorable. Nothing matters. And it's like really funny because in the series there's a lot of like other people fawning after her, like they're like, oh my God, she's so cute. I'm like, yes, I understand, me too, like, you know. It's I think my only complaints, well, I have a lot of complaints, but again, I'm watching it because it's cute. Like I think visually it's cute, and it's like healing me because it's just so fucking cute. It's like watching an anime of like, if you've played Final Fantasy 14, like of Lalafels. It's like Lalafell the anime, and it's great. It's so cute. Oh my God. So adorable. Like I'm just, oh my God, everything's adorable. But
like pure sugar.
Yes, absolutely. I will say though that like it is weird because she's supposed to be 3.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I don't think
is she how's she acting in the anime? Is she like talking and stuff? And,
yes. I mean, she acts like Anya a bit, where she can't pronounce certain things, right? She's like a child. But Anya is not 3. Anya is like 6.
6.
Yeah.
Right.
She's like 6 because she's just going into elementary school, right?
Right.
I'm not super familiar with children, but I have worked with children before. So I know generally kind of where they should be behaving at certain ages. And she is definitely not a 3-year-old.
Oh my gosh. Because like late 4, 5 is like kindergarten age, where they're able to have their own thoughts. They're able to talk and like have a conversation with you a little bit.
3 is like, but they're just forming words.
That's like the last year of toddler age.
Yeah. So she keeps saying that she's 3 too. I think if they like just said she's 3 and then they never talked about it again, it wouldn't bother me. But like she keeps saying like, I'm 3. I'm like, you're not 3. I'm like, you're at least 5. And I know people who are not familiar with babies might think that that's not like a big deal, but 3 and 5 is a huge difference. It's not like the difference between 16 and 18. 3 and 5 is huge. Like very big.
Yeah, my brother just turned 3 and
yeah.
Dog is still struggling with potties. So, and a 5-year-old is able to like go to school, you know what I mean? Yes. That's a big difference.
I feel like that was just like something that was just really strange. Like, why do they keep making her like 3? Like, why do they keep accentuating the fact that she's 3? Like 3 is so like baby, you know, like that's crazy that she's 3, because she also does things like her parents just leave her to like, all right, like stay by yourself and like don't go off anywhere. I'm like, she's 3. I will say, okay, the other thing that is weird about this series that I don't like is the way that some of the characters interact with her, because she's isekai, right? So she's mentally older, which makes sense, but she physically is incapable of doing stuff, and she still has the attention span of a 3-year-old, which I thought was kind of a cool way of doing that. Like, even though in her brain she's like, yeah, she's like an adult, but she still will see like a butterfly and then she'll like chase after the butterfly and stuff, right?
Oh, that's cute.
And then she also like can't speak because like her motor skills are not, because her motor skills are that of a 3-year-old, right? So that makes sense, but it's really weird because she will interact with certain people, like the prince, and it kind of is like romantic.
Oh, wait, how old is this prince, may I ask?
He's like an adult.
A pause. She's 3, correct?
She's 3. That's why it's fucking weird. Yeah. Like, I mean, I think it's supposed to just be like one of those things where it's like, oh, like like in her head, like it's like she's older or whatever, but then that just is like question marks on the prince, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think like they guise it as like he's just teasing her because he's cute, but like that's not how you tease a 3-year-old.
There's obvious differences. Can you please give an example of what he has done so I may understand?
It's not like there's nothing that he does. It's more like like I said, he teases her. So he like says things like to her, but he treats her like an adult. Like he'll say things like, you know, like, any isekai prince would say to a girl, like what are you doing over there? Like, why are you being so, like, oh, you're so cheeky, aren't you? Like, he'll say stuff like that. I'm like, she's 3.
She's
yeah, and then there's like multiple people, not just one person. Yeah, so that's like a little weird. I think I'm making it sound worse than it is though. It's not it's not as bad as I'm making it sound, but it is still bad. It still bothered me. It was bad enough that it bothered me, but it wasn't like they were like doing anything to her or like kabedoning her or anything.
They were like, oh my gosh, I want her to marry her when she gets a little bit older.
No, yeah, there's they didn't even say that, you know. They were just like, it was just like teasing, and like they do like do things like, you know, pick her up because she's a child, right? So they like pick her up and stuff. So it is like, you know, I think they're trying, but they're towing the line a little bit, because I think what they want is they want people who are adult women who are like self-inserting, right? Like they want romantic interest because they want you to be able to like self-insert and be like, oh yeah, like I would want to like date a prince like that, you know, or whatever. But you can't do that if the girl is 3.
Right.
It's just weird. I feel like they could have very easily just made the prince also 3 or 5 or something.
Right.
And then it would have not been as weird.
Right.
Like,
oh my,
or even
Lord.
8. Like I know that's
right.
You know, it just felt like really strange.
Right.
Yeah.
They definitely didn't pick the right vibe for that, huh?
No. But again, I think visually it was really, really cute. I felt like the first episode, especially the second episode, I feel like dropped off a little bit, because the second episode had like, or is it the third episode that had the dragons in it? That was like really, it dropped off. The story is absolutely ass. Like none of it makes any sense, or like it's just trash. It really is. Like there's like a part where her sister is like taking an exam, and this magical dragon, like, you know, it's just like all this shit happens and you're like, what the fuck? Like none of that makes, it's bad, but it's really fucking cute. Like I cannot, words cannot describe just how cute the first episode is. I think it's like purely worth watching just because it's so fucking cute.
Okay.
Like the first episode. You don't have to watch the rest of it. But the first episode, it just like heals you because of how cute it is. You know, that feeling of like, oh my God, I feel better. I feel like I can like, you know, trust humanity again. Like everything's so cute and adorable. And, you know,
Right, it's funny you say that because there's exactly a manhwa, the princess manhwa, that made me feel the exact same way. Where
Oh
it's like
yeah.
cute in the beginning, super cute,
Uh-huh.
story, poo, and I'm scared because I feel like I'm gonna try Fluffy Paradise.
Yeah,
And
no,
see for myself.
I would watch the first episode. It's also the first episode animated so beautifully, like so incredibly
Ah.
beautifully, and it's so fucking cute. Like triggers your cute aggression cute. Like it's just so adorable. I
Ah.
haven't seen an anime like that cute in a really long time. It's like Anya on steroids, the first episode. Yeah, it's so good. And again, I don't even like babies, but I was even like the whole
Yeah.
time.
Oh my
Yeah.
heart. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'll go ahead and check it out. I'm curious
Yeah, just
now.
watch the first episode for the serotonin boost. The opening and
Yeah.
ending are also like really cute. So,
Ah.
yeah. But will I continue watching it? Probably not. It was not good.
Right. So, can you give me a good rating for the overall? What you have seen so far?
3 out of 5 for the cuteness.
Wow.
It's like the feeling that you get when you watch a really cute cat video on like TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah.
Like that is the first episode is just that. The entire episode.
I'm going, ah.
Yeah, and then
Right.
like the dad is also like just so he's like, oh, my daughter is so cute, and you're like, I understand, like it's just a lot of that stuff, and I feel like that was really really nice to watch the first episode.
Right.
Also,
right.
a note that I have here is that the voice acting was not very good.
Oh no! I thought you were gonna help me with that one. Okay.
No, it
Oh,
was
no.
not. I feel like the dad's voice acting was bad, and there was a couple other characters who the voice acting was just bad, and I wonder if they're just new voice actors or something, but it felt kind of off. And well, the good thing is a lot of these bad voice actors help you appreciate the good voice actors, because sometimes you take them for
Right.
granted.
Right. That is so true. You're so real for that.
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't realize like how good voice actors are.
How much they carry for real.
Yeah, it really carries a fucking show if you have good voice actors, and I think people don't realize that, and then you have to watch a series with actual bad voice acting to be like, I see.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
Yes,
watch
yes,
the first
yes.
episode for the serotonin. Don't watch the rest. It's kind of poo poo. 3 out of 10.
Okay.
Oh, 3 out of 5.
Gotcha. 3 out of 5. 3
Mm-hmm.
out of 5 or 3 out of 10.
3 out of 5. I think we're doing out of 5.
Are we doing
So.
ratings out of 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just gets a huge boost because that first episode is just so good.
Gotcha. It was
Yeah.
just good. Mwah.
Just too
Great.
good.
You know what? Bet. Okay.
All right,
Cool.
next anime is one that I haven't seen.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Please, a sign of affection or Yubisaki to Rennen. I am a big avid manga reader of it, and I've been waiting for its animation adaptation for. Or did I say this? Yeah. For a very long time. So I'm really excited to say that the anime did a pretty good job of it. They did a really splendid job.
I mean, even the
The-
screenshot looks really nice.
So pretty. The opening is pretty. The sign language they used in the anime. So that was like my first fear, because as you know, sign language isn't really animated as much. Like, yeah, sure, there's like the movie. What was it called? Silent Voice.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like now and then you might see something like that, but usually it'd be still or cut really shortly.
Right. Because it's a
but
lot to animate.
Right. But because of its importance, I was really hoping that the anime wouldn't falter on that. But they went above and beyond.
Ooh.
Like, their signing was so clear. It was facing the audience when it needed to, at least. It doesn't always have to be facing the audience.
Right.
And it was a very fluid, and like you could feel the emotion through it as well, because there is other characters aside from the main character who use sign language. And for example, this guy, her childhood friend, or kind of ish, he has a little bit of a sharper, dull movement. This is what she has said, like how she describes it. Like, oh, it's almost as if his words are a little bit more sharper, but kind and worried for me. It's really cool to see. Yeah, and I see that Mi-chan also loves this one. I adore this series a lot. And so I would say the animation quality, other than the signing, beautiful, amazing, fluid. It shows her expressions really well. They captured, the whole essence of what I wanted. She's like, just wholesome.
Yeah.
and just very like you're in her world because she is the main character. She is deaf.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to college. She has a friend who is in an international club.
Mm-hmm.
In the international club, they kind of exchange like different languages. They talk about travels and stuff. And her friend, sorry, the main character not notices. Oh, fudge! I'm trying to remember. Sorry, I'm really bad with chronological stuff. I kind of have everything.
You're good.
Head. So here, this is what happens. She's on the subway train thing, and then it comes along a foreigner. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, she's deaf and is a foreigner, so he's like rapidly like talking. He's going bazonkers, asking to like something. She doesn't know, because he's talking too fast in a different language. That's mm-hmm. when our main guy character in the picture, Itsumi. He's multilingual. He comes up and he talks to him, lets him know whatever he needs to go, and then he looks at her, and she pulls back her hair, and you see her hearing aid. Like the whole scene was beautiful. How it was just so fluid. She tucked her hair behind her ear, showed her hearing aid, and she signed, "Thank you." And you could see that was like the moment where he like his eyes were like, whoa, like. Because, like, the thing is, it goes deeper into the manga, of course, and we haven't gotten that far in the animation, of his love for language learning and everything. And I'm not going to go on and on about every synopsis, every single episode, every scene, but overall, it's really a nice story of how he's able to open up her world now, because with so many limitations because of her being deaf, she's not able to experience like what everybody else experiences, like language learning and traveling, etc., etc. And he is that light. He is that person who starts to slowly open her up. And it is so beautiful because of how he is. He is, how should I say? He is very open. He's very, he has an interest, a curiosity. He's not just like passing by. He's like, oh, I just signed 2 words. Hello, bye. He wants to step into her world, He wants to know more about this. And the effort that he took, it's just so cool. And it's some people say like, oh, it's like the bare minimum you could do, like, oh, but he goes above and beyond and to expand her horizons in different ways, like sending her pictures of, oh, fudge, my elbow, of places that he's visited and stuff. And etc. So the anime did a beautiful job so far. Like, I haven't had a problem with the anime yet. The voice acting, phenomenal. The art style, phenomenal. It's just exactly like the manga.
It like follows it like word almost like to the T.
Right, it does. And what really is irritating, I see a lot in anime, like manga to anime adaptations, is like they lose like the uniqueness you feel from the manga art, and I hate that.
Yeah, totally.
Especially with shoujo, like for example, well, it's kind of different in this case, but for Fruits Basket, it's like older manga, and the newest adaptation, totally 2 different art styles. For me personally, I'm like a #1 hater of the art style. I will go on and on about how I hate the new adaptation style, because it doesn't capture the vibe, the essence at all of what the original content was.
I see.
So the adaptation of the manga art style was really well done. I totally recommend you see it. It's really good. It's so good.
I really like this sort of shift in shoujo series, and I think we've kind of talked about this before, of like, we're finally getting away from the let's spend 500 episodes trying to get these 2 people together for this girl to pick between 2 guys, and then there's like a girl that hates her because she's jealous, and like, I'm so glad we're getting away from that. And I feel like now a lot of shoujo series are just like, these two people basically are already together. They're essentially dating. And it's just kind of talking about them either coming to terms with their feelings and like finally saying it out loud, or them like being okay with like not actually dating, or whatever it is. And that's been so refreshing. It's so much more fun to watch personally.
Oh, 100%. And I view this anime more as a josei, a shoujo.
Sure.
Well, just because it does take in the college setting, which I'm starting to love a little bit more recently, the college setting.
Definitely. I mean, it's definitely more fit for our age, because we are no longer shoujos. We are joseis.
What? I'm just super anime girl. I'm ageless. What do you mean?
Oh, yeah. We're just like...
Yeah. We're just girls in high school.
Woo, high school girls. Oh my god.
Like, in reality, I got taxes to go.
I know. Jesus Christ, tax season's coming up. It's not gonna be fun.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But it does still has the shoujo feel.
Sure.
Of,
as
new
joseis
feelings. Do. Right. New feelings. But they're adults, so they're like a little bit, slightly more mature. It's not like,
right.
What is this feeling?
Yeah.
It feels more natural. It feels very natural, and I like that.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely have to check it out. It was funny because I had been seeing a lot of stuff on like Twitter about silent voice, and I was like, why are people talking about a silent voice again in like 2024? It's been out for so long. But now I'm realizing, okay, it's probably because of this series. And my roommate, she was telling me, she was like, oh, I heard there's like a show that's out that is like some sort of like deaf person like in the show. Like, have you watched that? And I was like, I've only been seeing people talk about silent voice. Is that what you're talking about? And she's like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Maybe it's back or something. But I'll have to check this one out.
Yeah, you definitely do. I personally like, the pacing is pretty good in the anime as well. But again, I'm manga's #1 fan, and I always say, check out the manga. Yeah.
Well, usually if the animation quality is really good, I'll just opt to watch the anime first anyway. Because I love good animation, but this screenshot looks so good already. So
it's so pretty. And there's so many times where I just like felt my heart like go a little bit doki doki, a little bit. But as in like, because I'm a more person who like treasures people who do acts of service. As in
your
like,
love language.
Yeah. For example, someone like pulls out a chair, or someone like writes down a note for me because they know I would forget something.
Right.
But like the little things he does in the series, and that you guys will see in the further future, make my heart just like, man, this is a really nice person, like a really good person. Not a nice guy, know what I mean? But like he's a genuine person.
Right. A good person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I go ahead and give the animation. Again, I read the manga beforehand, so it was like a shock factor of what was going on.
Sure.
I'll give it a solid 9. A solid 9.
9 out of 10.
I'm not gonna stop giving 10s right away, just because I'm like, oh, I really like this anime. Because for example, zombie something dead. I forgot what it's called. 100.
Oh, Zom 100.
Yeah, Zom 100. I remember I was like going crazy about it. It sank so fast. It went from 10 to like 7 in like one episode. So I would say, because I know what's going on in the future as well, it's a 9 out of 10 adaptation. I would say 9.5. It's pretty good.
Okay, it's pretty up there. So we'll have to see how it goes. I mean, nowadays I feel like anime don't really steer that far from the manga anymore like they used to back in the day. So it should probably stay true to the series. Yeah. So
yes.
Hopefully, yeah.
There's many things I'm looking forward to be animated. Yes.
Next one is a silly one. It is Sasaki and Peeps. Let me get my notes. I don't have that many notes. So, okay. I'm going to start off with this one. Is a little metacore. I feel like he reminds me of Larry from Pokemon.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when I saw like the picture, because I didn't get to see this anime, guys, but I did get to like dip my toes in it like 1 minute of it, which was nothing really. But
yeah. He's a bit metacore. He is like Larry, but essentially the plot, and this is a little bit of a spoiler, but it's in the first episode, so I think it's fine. And also because I feel like they didn't do a very good job of like being like ta-da. But essentially this man likes cute things. He really wants a pet, but he can't have a cat in his apartment or a dog, so he gets a bird. And the bird he adopts turns out to be an isekai person, like from another world. The bird is the bird's soul is some kind of mage from this other world. And if the bird is on his shoulder, he can utilize magic through the main character Sasaki. So P-chan, which is Peeps, is the bird. Yeah. And P-chan has to be on his shoulder, and then he can use Sasaki's body to like teleport or whatever and do things. And then they start doing business between the isekai world and the current world. So he sells like chocolate and pens and paper and stuff that they don't really have, right? So that's like the general premise. I wanted to like it more, I think, but I don't know. I thought the gap was cute, that he's like an old man and he likes really cute things. Like that whole thing was cute, and I like that they didn't make him like handsome. Like he's just an old guy,
right. It's
you know?
An ordinary guy.
Yeah, and he's not like the typical isekai normal generic protagonist. He's like literally like he's about to be 40, and you know, his whole thing is like, you know, he's just working this dead-end job and whatever, and he's just living his life, and he just gets so much pleasure out of like joy and will to live out of seeing cute animals and stuff. And I thought that was like so cute, you know. He's like, oh, I'm gonna like die alone, but like at least I can look at cute animals, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. And then he like does business and stuff, which I thought was cute, but a couple things I thought was weird. One, the business stuff is kind of boring. Like it drags on a lot. It's just a lot of talking, very verbose. And I was kind of like, I'm not really a big fan of this. Maybe people who do marketing and stuff might be more interested in that, and they might find it funny. But it was pretty boring, not gonna lie. And then the second thing is that he has this really good relationship with the girl in this photo, his neighbor, but she is a high school girl. And nothing has happened yet, but I am worried. Yeah. I'm worried. That's all I'm going to say. I'm worried. Nothing has happened. Okay. But I just don't like what it's insinuating. And again, knowing a lot of these series, the intent is for you to like self-insert, right? If you're like a 40-year-old guy self-inserting and the fantasy is like the cute high school girl neighbor next to you, like that's a little weird for me. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like I think my like, you know, obviously this is like considered illegal, but like I can tolerate, for example, have you watched Yamada-kun, Level 99 with Yamada-kun? Yes. So she's in college and he's in high school, and that's illegal, right? Right. But I thought that was okay because the gap is not that far, and a college student dating a high schooler isn't that weird. Right. It is wrong, yes, but right. I don't feel like that's like that weird, even in real life. I wouldn't judge someone that hard for. I mean, if you're like way up in college, maybe, but like, you know, she was like first year of college, you know, or second year of college, whatever. It's like, it's fine. You know, I'm not judging, and again, like I'm not judging anime stuff because it's fiction, but especially like in like fantasy settings, it's totally like I don't care. You know, if there is like a girl who looks like a baby, but she's like a lolibaba, she's like 5 million years old, like whatever, she can do whatever the fuck she wants. I don't really care about that stuff. But like this, where it's a real life setting and he's 40 and she is half his age is a little weird.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm like, like,
right.
I don't love that.
line.
It's like,
Right.
if you enjoy that, whatever, I don't care. Again, like, as long as you don't do it in real life, totally. Like, I don't care what you enjoy. But for me personally, I can't watch it. It's a little hard. I'm not saying that that's what's happening in here because I don't know what's going to happen in here. But from the first episode so far, there's just been a lot. She shows up a lot and they interact quite a bit, you know, in the show. More so than I'm like comfortable with personally. So I personally am worried about what direction that will take. So I probably won't continue it. But I think like the overall premise I thought was kind of interesting. It is the reverse isekai. I thought that was funny that the bird is like, you know, whatever. And yeah. I thought like it was interesting that he uses his actual business skill to like sell stuff to people in the isekai world too.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah, it's like funny.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Well, we'll see where this goes. I'm sure we'll hear about it if that turns out to be a problem. I'm sure people will be upset about it much more than me. But it's just like, you know, it's one of those things where like I'm like, I don't like it enough to keep going or to not think about that, I guess.
Right. So solid. What number?
Are we going out of 10?
I like going out of 10. I feel like it's
Okay,
easier.
out of 10. All right. I would give it like a, I don't know, 5, 4, maybe closer to 4. Because it was a little boring, even besides all that. I'm just like, I was not like entertained.
Wasn't a horrible show, but it's just wasn't.
No, yeah, not horrible. Definitely not. I'm not upset about it at all.
Right.
It's just like, there just wasn't that much for me to hold on to.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next one is going to be another one similar.
Another anime series I didn't get to watch, but
yeah. So this one is The Weakest Tamer Began a Journey to Pick Up Trash. Where's my notes on this one? I have a lot of notes on this one.
Yeah, from the art style alone, because from what I'm looking at in the thumbnail, it's the picture. The art style is really cute. It looks like
that's what I would, and I was like, I
wholesome
love her
fun.
hair color. You guys know that's like my
color.
favorite. Yeah. I was really
love it
hyped.
too.
And I like the cute anime character traveling thing is definitely my thing as well. So I was very excited. But the anime style was really cool. It has this sort of retro vibe, but still really modern. It's like the way that they color her hair and stuff too, like the way that they shade certain things feels really retro, which I really like. And the animation quality for the first episode was pretty good, I would say. But the first episode was so fucking slow. It was so slow and horrible. Like, I would have stopped watching it so many times if I didn't know, like, if I wasn't going to talk about it on stream, essentially. And it was like weird. Like, I didn't know what the vibe was supposed to be. Like, what am I supposed to be feeling in this? So essentially, in this world that she lives in, it's not an isekai, but it is one of those worlds that has like abilities, and she has like a 0-star taming ability. So every person has like a different ability, right? So you can have like blacksmith, 5-star, blacksmith, 3-star, whatever. She is like Tamer, but 0 stars. And essentially, I guess in this world, you're not allowed to exist if you have 0 stars. So her village tries to kill her. And so she runs away. And she runs away and like runs into this, if you can see there's like a slime.
Yeah, on her shoulder.
She runs into the slime that's also supposed to be like worthless. And she's like, we're both worthless, so maybe we can do something together. And she's able to tame it, right? And that's like the sort of, oh yeah, it is an isekai. That's right. It is an isekai because she does have like a past life in her head that talks to her occasionally, but it doesn't always talk, and it's not necessarily herself. It's more like sometimes the voice in her head will say things like she'll talk to her. Wow. There's just the entire until I would say the first, was it an hour long? Maybe it wasn't even an hour long. It felt like a fucking hour long. The first like 60% of the first episode is just her talking to herself.
Oh.
Like, because the idea is that she travels alone or whatever. So like it's her talking to herself, so nothing happens and you don't feel any sort of attachment to her or anyone else because she's not interacting with anyone else. So you don't really get this idea of like who she even is. It's just her going like, oh yeah, I was cast out of my village. Oh no, like Tamers and blah blah blah. And then like, oh, there's some nice trash. Maybe I can pick this up. Oh, I should probably disguise myself as a boy because it's bad to travel alone as a girl. And then she like cuts off her hair Mulan style. And then like, then she meets the slime and she finally talks to slime, but the slime can't talk. So it's still just her talking to herself more.
Oh my gosh.
And then occasionally she talks to the voice in her head. Her past life, her isekai person. But that, you don't hear that voice. She just like, it's like a thing. And then she goes, oh, you think so too? Yeah, that's a good idea. You know, like one of those kind of things where like she's like having a conversation with herself again. And it was pretty hard to watch. It's like very, you know, there's also a bit where she's like crying and it's supposed to be really sad because the lady that like helped her and the only person in the world that's like cared about her is dead. But but like, you don't see the lady die. You don't see the lady. There's no flashback. They don't show the lady. There's no like.
So obviously, it's like doesn't show the importance of.
No,
like,
it's just her talking about it, and I'm like, I don't know who you are. I don't know who this lady is. There's no like scenes of like sadness or anything. So I just don't feel anything.
No emotional connection to the main character.
None.
At this point. Like how what motivates the viewer to actually be like, oh, I hope the best for her. Oh, I wonder what's gonna happen to her next. I hope she's okay. Like, you know, or I want to see her growth. But
yeah,
like, no emotional attachment whatsoever because of that. Like,
it was just very very strange. I just didn't understand what they were like going for. Also, pause. Right. People are saying that your volume is low, but are you streaming?
Huh? No.
On your channel. Is it just here then? I saw somebody else mention that earlier as well.
Don't say that. That's scary. That's like low-key scary.
I haven't changed anything.
Huh? Like streaming on my channel? Like on my YouTube channel?
No. Just pausing just to make sure that everything's okay.
Huh? Sorry, is the mic too, like, do I have to like put it up here? Is it better if it's like I have my mouth like 4 fingers away? Is that better?
You are a lot louder, and my mic is also like 4 fingers away from my face.
Oh, okay. So in general, I should have my mic pretty close next time.
That's better. Is that too loud though, or?
Yeah, because usually I don't like people like hearing like, you know, in their ears. So I have that self-conscious. I'm just like at least putting it like a hand away, you know.
That's way louder.
Way louder. Oh.
Now she's equal with you? Okay, well.
Wait, I wasn't equal this whole time?
I know, that's what we asked in the first place, Chad!
Guys! Oh, you silly hooligans!
Alright,
you
well.
Hooligans.
I guess we've fixed it now, maybe.
Oh, man.
Okay, Mita's much better now. Okay. I don't know if you guys mean like when she streams on her channel it's louder and that like it's on my channel where is that what?
Because another thing is that we're also talking. I'm not screaming at a game like 24/7, like being emotional. We're just talking about, you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm like chill whenever I'm on Two Leaves and Pod. I'm chill.
Yeah, it's a podcast.
Yeah, it's a podcast. So, oh my gosh, y'all, you're so goofy.
All right, is it okay now or?
Do
you still have the mic close to your face, Mita?
I don't have it. I pushed it away. Here, okay, now it's like right in my face. Is it better if it's higher or a little bit lower than my mouth?
It's up to you.
Oh, I'm fine with anything. I mean,
whatever you prefer. I usually put it like kind of like off to the. I put it to the side of my mouth.
Right, you showed me, right?
Yeah. Because otherwise it covers the camera.
I'm sorry for noise a little bit. I'm sorry, my.
No, you're good. You're
sorry.
good.
Come in.
Okay, say something.
I'm Mitosita, and you're watching VNU.
We're gonna get sued by the mouse. The mouse is gonna come after us.
So add a little twist at the end.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
There you go.
Is that better?
It's good now, guys. You hooligans! We asked.
Better?
That's
Is it me
hear.
that's too loud?
Oops.
What if I?
Or maybe I just wasn't clear enough. I guess. Oh gosh. Cause yeah, I don't have my mic up close when I'm streaming because I'm usually louder.
What about this?
Am
I too soft now? I'm fine. Well, yeah, I'm just trying to balance it.
After this VOD, I think it's best that we go over to see what point when we had our mics to see what we think, because these hooligans.
It's just right. Okay. Well, I do appreciate it, but I would appreciate if you guys could, if that happens, to bring it up as soon as it happens, because.
Yes.
Yeah, because sometimes I know if one person says it, I can't tell if it's just them. But then usually if it's multiple people, that's usually when I can get a better idea. So it is really important if you guys confirm or deny when these things happen. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back into it. Sorry. Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't recommend this one. I mean, some people are saying that it gets better later and that she meets other characters and but the first episode was just so awful.
Yikes.
That I just it's one of those things where the first episode's so bad, you just can't trust the rest of the series to do it justice.
Right. It ruins the whole mood you have set up for the anime. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
The first episode is really important. I mean, I think it's one thing if the first episode's just okay, but for the first episode to be actively that was a chore to watch, that was painful, that's a little bit different.
Right.
I don't know.
Oh man, that's
definitely
sad.
Will not be continuing. This one I would give a 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. Wow. Yeah. And going back to the art style, how pretty it looks in the early 2000s vibe, it reminds me of Plastic Memories. I don't know if you watched that ever.
Plastic Memories? I don't think so. Let me check it out.
Yeah, it's not early anime. I think it's mid 2000s more so. I don't remember, but the coloring is very similar to it. I can see.
If you watch even the opening or ending, the hair, the way that they shade the hair is very specific, and it looks kind of when you can buy original cell shades from back in the day, or oh
my gosh, I wanted one so bad. They're
or the ones that have just the sketch underlines. It kind of looks like that, so it even feels more retro. You'll have to take a look at it though. It was really interesting. I thought the way that they colored the hair was so cool though for this one.
Definitely will check out the
art
clips
style
and art style. Right. But won't be looking at it as a series. I hear. Gotcha.
Yeah. Unless later people tell me suddenly it gets really, really, really good and it's the best anime ever, then maybe I might go back to it. But unless that happens,
right.
A little too slow for me.
Well, I know that you didn't have a great time with that one, but what are your thoughts on the next one, Senpai?
Next one.
Loop. Woohoo! The villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy. Ooh.
You watched this one too, right?
Yes, I watched all the episodes that are out, which is 2 of them.
Yes. Does this one have a manga as well?
I don't recall. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes the genre does get mushy because
the villainous one has
so
fucking many.
Yeah, so many. So I'm gonna be very honest. Possibly, but I don't think it stood out to the point. So maybe it's out there, but I don't know.
I was not gonna watch this one. I was not, because I like some villainous anime. You guys know, Hamefura is one of my favorite anime ever, and I do enjoy villainous series sometimes, but I felt the premise seemed so generic and horrible. But then one of my friends who doesn't like villainous series, she posted on social media that she really liked it, and I was like, okay, I gotta watch it then.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I was like,
Where's
she
the
doesn't like.
eyebrow? Like, oh.
Right. I was like, she doesn't like Villainous series. I gotta watch it, and I watched it, and I really liked it.
Yeah, I did as well. Go ahead and tell me your thoughts first, though. I'm really curious what you think.
In the beginning, I was kind of like, it's classic Villainous series, but the whole bit about like the 7 time loops was so cool.
Right.
I thought that was the interesting part about it. It was so basically, if you haven't seen the series, essentially this is her 7th like chance at life. She's been reborn 7 times, but it always starts at the same exact point. And it's not like an isekai. She's not being isekai'd from our world. It's just that every time she dies in the same point, she gets reborn in the same point at her like her marriage, her engagement cancellation or whatever. And what I thought was really cool was that they really explain why she can do all the things that she can do. It's not just like one of those like, oh yeah, she's powerful because she's isekai. She's had 7 different lives of experience where she has chosen to do something completely different intentionally every single time. So she has these pharmaceutical knowledge. She even dressed up, like she pretended to be a guy and was like in the military at one point. You know, there's all these different her time as a maid where she learned a bunch of stuff. She was like a thief at one point, merchant. So she has all these weird life experiences because she just had the opportunity to relive her life so many times. That is what makes it really interesting. And at first I was kind of like, I don't know about like the villain like falling in love with her thing was a little like question mark. But like in the second episode, I thought it was really cute. Yeah.
Because I also enjoy how they really explored her past lives in the first episode.
Yes.
It wasn't something like she continued on with her journey, whatever, in her 7th life, and then out of nowhere she's like, oh yeah, I was from my other life, like in passing.
Yeah.
It actually felt like we were with her in each of the lives, you know.
Even though it was really short too, the pacing was really
very
good.
Short. Yeah, the pacing was amazing. It really made you put her like yourself in her shoes, in her head.
Yeah.
And she wants a fulfilling life, you know?
Yeah.
And I really like how you get to really like her, you know, in the first episode and so. Because I dislike main characters where it's like, oh, I'm not gonna do anything at all, like for no reason. Like,
right.
give them some motivation. Give them a human like nature of the will to live a little bit, you know, to do something new.
Right.
And they really did really well with that. And I'm really excited to see what else she will use in the future, and what other skills she's gonna pop out and surprise the prince guy with.
Yeah. This series, wait, let me get my notes. I was looking at my wrong notes. Yeah, I really liked that it was like a different take on it. I thought the art style wasn't really my cup of tea. It's very old school as well.
I did want to mention that as well. I was not a fan of the art style. I thought it was very stiff.
It looks like Fushigi Yugi, your favorite Fushigi Yugi. It has that sort of like Fushigi Yugi / Full Moon Osagashite, like old school anime vibes that I personally don't love. I also don't really like her dress in this particular image, her main like Duchess dress. It's so ugly. All of her dresses have been ugly. She's the cutest when she's a boy.
I was thinking the same thing. It's funny because I had this exact image of when they're in the carriage together in episode 2. And I was looking at her dress. I'm like, and her like, you know, how it fit, how it looked on her. It was not it. It felt like it was almost supposed to be like a comedic like effect. Like, oh, she looks goofy in a dress, but cool in like another outfit. Like I was waiting for it. Unfortunately, designs are not there. The coloring and the shading is just, again, feels very early 2000s to me.
Yeah, which some people like, and that's fine.
Okay.
It just doesn't it's not really like my cup of tea. And the animation itself was very, very good. I think the first episode was amazing animation wise. Second episode, the animation quality dropped quite a bit, but it was still good. It was still good. So I think there was and the plot is really fun. So I'm really looking forward to watching more of this one.
Yes, I love the plot because what I had thought was gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be a basic. I fell in love with you. She's different. It is gonna be that way, but she is like, I'm here to fulfill my life. Yeah, I am a girl. Bye. Male no.
But I like the idea of her kind of being like that, but then probably falling in love with him as it goes. Yeah, like that's what I like about it.
Yeah. The slight blush she had when he like caressed her face. You know.
Oh yeah, so cute.
Yeah. I had a little heart thumble from that.
You know what though? Okay, I don't think the main guy is attractive at all, but I think it's an art style thing. I'm like not really into the art style, so I don't really like. And whenever he has like lipstick, I'm like, I don't know if I like that, but. What I fucking loved, and this is so random, but the ending really got me. I don't know if you watched the entire ending.
The ending was so good. I watched the ending.
I know.
Both of them like in like younger form.
Yeah! It's like kind of like a weird AU of them just being young.
Right,
like, that was so cute. I was like, oh my god, wait, this is adorable.
Yeah, I was gonna skip it, but then I also like, sat and watched. I was enjoying it. It was like, he had like band-aids on. He looked like he was just like, not into it, but he's staring at her the whole time. They're playing with the stick. They're having fun.
Oh my god, them like jousting with the sticks. That was so cute. That was so cute.
The dress. They're having fun. Like kids. They're, it really showed like almost like their pure personalities of like, they're human,
It's not like, it's kind of weird because it has nothing to do with the show.
It does. Oh, maybe it does. We don't know.
Well, maybe because I don't know. Yeah, but like it seems kind of like an AU like thing. But I don't know. It was so cute, and I got like really giddy about the ending. Like the show itself, I was like, oh okay. But then the ending, I was like, oh my god, this is so cute, and the art was like really good as well for the ending.
Yeah. Like it didn't have to be anime, but I kind of wish it would because imagine how cute to watch that. But they did a really good job with that. I'm so glad you caught that too because I did.
Yeah, no, me too. Adorable. That's why I was like, did you watch the ending?
Yeah, she was like, when they were sleeping together, she was like on her flat on her belly. She's like like it's so cute. That was cute.
It's so cute. So cute.
It was cute.
Yeah, and it definitely, like you said, it has that kind of feeling of like their love is kind of innocent. Like it's very pure. It doesn't have like a lot of the nothing weird in it. It's just like this sort of budding relationship. It's very cute. I like it a lot.
Right. I say the anime a solid 8, a solid 7.5.
Yeah, I think I would give it an 8 as well. Yeah. I think if I liked the art style more, it would go a little bit higher for me.
I would have been like saying we need to talk about this first.
The voice acting was amazing though. Great voice acting.
I like the voice acting.
Yeah. I think there were a lot of famous people. It sounded like a lot of people I recognized.
But the enemy prince guy who like broke up with her.
That was the one I was thinking of. I was like, he sounds so familiar.
Yes. I forgot his name. What's his name? He's like the voice. I think he's the voice actor for Isaac Foster in Angels of Death, Bakugo from My Hero Academia. Was it? It sounds familiar. Maybe it wasn't, but it's similar. Where he's like hype, it's like
Yeah. No, he was great. He was great.
It was so good, like whiny baby. I love it. I love that voice.
You could tell all the voice actors were really good though. So.
Right. So definitely checking it out.
Yeah. Excited for the next episode for sure. For this
definitely.
One. Next one is Otaku Elf. I know this was one that I got tagged quite a bit by friends and whatnot because there's a scene where she's building Gunpla. She's building Gunpla and everyone's like, oh my god, she's the best. And she's like a shut-in, right? She's like a hikikomori.
Oh no way! That's so funny. I did see the opening for this. I saw float around on YouTube, recommended it, and the opening is like pretty cute. It's pretty cute.
I think this one got slept on by a lot of people too, though, because it was on High Dive and not on Crunchyroll / Netflix. Wait, wait, this came out 2 seasons ago? Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I'm like, wait, didn't I see this a while back? I'm sorry.
Maybe it just like got hyped on Twitter this season. That's why I thought it was this season. Well, okay. Well, I'll go quickly on it. Yeah. I thought it was okay. I thought like it was a little weird that I'm sure they're gonna explain it later because I think it's gonna be like an isekai thing, but that she's an elf when there's like a temple of like, it's like a Buddhist / Shinto temple. So it was a little weird. Like that doesn't really make any sense to me, but I guess it doesn't matter. But because she also has like a very Western name, and I'm assuming it's gonna be part of the plot though. That's my guess anyway. It was cute though. I thought it was all right. I thought it was like, the animation was super amazing. It was beautiful. The style, again, isn't one that isn't really my personal taste though. I didn't think that Elda, the elf, I didn't think she was pretty. Not my cup of tea personally in terms of art style. But the animation was beautiful. Really, really good animation. And the story was like cute, but yeah, I thought it was just okay. I didn't like super love it.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Well then, what's the overall rating you would give it then?
I would say like a 5 out of 10. I didn't like dislike anything of it, but I also didn't particularly like anything of it. I think the only thing is like the fact that she's like an otaku is relatable, but it felt really random. Like it didn't really feel like, at least in the first episode. I only watched 1 episode, so because you can watch it for free on Amazon Prime, and then I watched 1 episode, and then the rest is either you have to pay for it or go on High Dive, and I don't have High Dive, so
I used to have High Dive for a little bit.
I also had High Dive for a little bit. I forget what I watched on High Dive.
I watched Oshinoko.
Actually I think that's what I also used High Dive.
Like they got it, but then I'm like, okay, I'll take my leave. Goodbye.
Yeah. Yep. So it was just all right. So oops, this was the wrong season. My bad. I will skip on to the next one.
Good. Yeah. It's after Elise.
I have not seen this one, so feel free to tell us about this one.
Yes. So I was, not to brag or anything, but actually, I read a lot of this manhwa before, and when they had announced it, I literally did 2 backflips, and I was really excited. Personally, okay, it's because with manhwa art style, it's very beautiful, very detailed sometimes. I kind of wish I kind of feel like it's a tad bit generic, like it's a tad bit, a little bit.
In the anime compared to the manga?
Anime, the adaptation of it, it's a little bit more generic, just a little bit, but not something where I'm like, I can't watch this at all.
Sure.
So I wish they were a little bit more faithful to the original art style, and the angles, etc. But then again, you had to know, this is a adaptation. They want to have more angles. It's like widescreen, it's like going from straight manhwa where it's like really skinny.
Right, like the webtoons, yeah.
Right, to having now like a full like TV like rectangle. So they want to like make it like grand and beautiful, but I kind of feel like it didn't really capture some of the I would say the vibe and the cool parts of it. But I'm gonna go ahead and with the help of the winter, what's it called, my anime list, I have the description a little bit, as you guys know, I'll go on rants, but so she is, in our world, she's a prodigy among like Korean surgeons. She's saving patients left and right, no matter what condition. Amazing. Well, in her past life, she was this girl who you see on the screen. So
it's like reverse isekai.
Yeah, at first, yes, it was like she used to be really ill-mannered, wife of the emperor. She was just greedy, everything, and eventually it led to her death. Yeah. But now she was saving lives instead of destroying them, right?
Right.
But then a plane crash happens while she's flying, right? She's in the plane, and she finds herself back in her old body. Isn't that cool? So first,
it's like a triple isekai.
Yes, it's Elise. Then to this world, back to her old body. And now with her previous knowledge of the modern medicine that she now knows, she now takes this chance to fix her mistakes and is determined to contribute to the empire with her new medical knowledge, And as you can tell, I'm reading a lot of the thing, but I'm also putting my own
No,
thoughts
you're
into
good.
it
You're
as
good.
well.
Yeah.
But she had an engagement to the prince, but remember, in her first life, it was not great. But then again, she wanted to see that that her medical knowledge was the forefront of what she wants to focus on.
Right.
And of course, who doesn't love her? Now that she is now all of a sudden sweet. I watched one episode of this. I don't know if they have more episodes out already or anything, but throughout the series, it's funny to see people's reactions because she was so well known to be so ill-mannered, so
bitchy,
annoying, discussion. Yeah, exactly. But out of nowhere, a flip switched. It's not like she went back to her old body as a baby, as a kid.
Right.
It was her when she's a young woman. I don't know, maybe 19 or something, 20. I don't know. So out of nowhere, her family was like, ugh. And this would be probably covered in episode 2 and so forth. But she is exclaiming that she wants to be a doctor. She wants to go into medicine. But again, it's out of nowhere. Well, girl, are you good?
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see people's reactions and how they will animate it. But for now, I don't like the animation art style. It's not terrible at all. It is not. If you just came into this not knowing the manhwa at all, you would think it's beautiful, amazing. But as a fan of the source, I wish it really was like it.
Yeah, it was funny because you mentioned that because when I saw this on the list and I had to look up an image to put here, I saw the manga image and I was like, huh? Because it was so different.
Oh, you saw it too?
I did.
Oh, good.
I was like, is this the same thing? To the point where I was like, am I looking at the right thing right now? 'Cause it was so different. But it's like you said, it's very beautiful for sure. It has also a little bit more of a retro vibe, which I feel like the anime doesn't really have as much.
Right. It's light line work. It's very soft, very it's very dreamy feeling in the manga. But in the anime, it just feels a tad bit generic looking. Yeah. So I'm glad that you're able to at least compare a little bit from a glance. But I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited. Because
would you say that the beginning is similar, comparable to the manga beginning as well?
Yes, but I feel like it's dragged out a tad bit more.
Oh,
for sure.
really?
Dragged out. The pacing was a little bit slower in the anime, but I don't know. I don't quite know how many episodes. Let me see what they're playing. 12 episodes. They're playing 12 episodes. Fudge. Okay, well, that's great. That's not great at all. I think I'm just a little bit worried because I treasure this manhwa. So I hope that the pacing will start to pick up as it should, like the source material. And but I'm excited for people to see her story of her proceeding to wow people with her knowledge out of nowhere. This high and mighty, I'm above you guys. To all of a sudden, I'll help you. I don't care if you're coming. I don't care if you're dirty. I'll help you.
We love to see the gap.
She's not a what's it called? A Susie? No.
A Mary Sue.
She's not a Mary Sue at all. She's not. But the gap is so fun to see people react to it. I'm so addicted to that. It's so funny. We're like, huh? Why is she different? All of a sudden, I love that in any anime. Any kind of timing in the anime, where it's like they're different. What's going on? I don't trust them.
Right.
It's the best feeling ever.
So for this one, what would you rate it? out of 10?
I go ahead and give it a solid 7 out of 10. I am so excited to see what it has in store for us. Um, maybe it will surprise me with more animation and angles, and yeah.
I mean, this is mostly going off of your knowledge of what's actually going to happen, though, right?
Right. Like, yeah. Exactly. From a person who was just coming to this anime without no knowledge of the manhwa, they probably say it's like a 9, 8, 9, which is completely understandable. But I'm a nerd and I actually read the source material first, so
True. She is a nerd. Can confirm.
Yes. I'm just gonna say it now. I love the early shoujo art style it had in the manhwa that you talked about before that you saw.
Yeah, the very
hair,
classic shoujo
so
art style.
classic.
Yeah.
In this anime, her she feels like her design is just flat. Her hair is flat. It's not fluffy. And how dare they do that to my girl?
True.
I think I pay attention to the hair more than the actual content. I'm realizing. I think.
Well, her hair is pretty freaking crazy, so I don't blame you. There's a lot going on there.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next one that Mita sped watched before this episode. I had to listen to Mita
a little bit.
just freaking losing her mind over whatever his face is.
I forgot his name already, Lousy or something.
Yeah, so the other main guy.
I watched only one episode, so I forgot a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But I'll go ahead and let you take reins of this. Yeah.
I've actually talked about this a little bit on stream before, so people who have seen my other streams might have heard me talk a little bit about this one. I actually did not like it that much, which is why I know that's why I wanted you to watch it, because I knew you would like it, and I knew we would have this conversation, because I think the problem is that my expectations were really high though. I had heard so many good things, like from years ago. People had told me to read this manga, and they were like, "It's really good. It's really fun. You're gonna like it." Blah blah blah. And so when I heard there's an anime coming again, it was one of those where I was like, "Oh, the anime is coming out soon. I'm not gonna read the manga. I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna watch the anime instead." And as you noted, the animation is fucking beautiful. Amazing animation.
Nice.
Character designs incredible. They look so good, and I just think that like everything visually about this series was incredible, amazing. Voice acting was also on fucking point. Like just incredible performances from all the voice actors as well. I think it was the pacing, and I talked about it on stream, and I think the most surprising thing that was revealed during that conversation that I had, the brief conversation I had with chat, was watching it, what was going through my head was I was like, oh, I guess the series was a 4-koma, and I can tell exactly where each of the pages stop. Like I can tell where the bit was supposed to happen, and then now it's going on to the next 4-koma. And I was like, I feel like that's not good. If I'm watching a 4-koma anime like Daily Lives of High School Boys or Azumanga Daioh or Nichijou, it has that sort of flow of feeling like it's not a 4-koma series, even though it is. I tell it to chat. Chat goes, it's not a 4-koma manga. And I was like, okay, then they don't even have an excuse. It's just, that just means that it's actually not good, like pacing wise, right?
No.
Like if the jokes are feeling like I have to put them at like every time that they're making a like the end of a 4-koma, like there's a lead up, there's a setup, and then there's the bit. There's like the punchline, and then it ends, and then we're doing something completely else. Like that's not great. Like that's not a good feeling to have while watching a series, personally. So I was, when they told me it was not a 4-koma, I was even more disappointed, because I was like, oh shit, they don't even have an excuse. Because I was like, oh, it just seems like a poor adaptation of a 4-koma, and they're like, it's not a 4-koma. I was like, okay, then I guess it's just bad. But yeah, again, personal opinion. Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
You? Or you say that's a personal opinion?
Yeah, it's just a very personal opinion.
Gotcha. Yeah, because in the first episode, I only watched one, again, right before we started the stream. It's funny you say that, because now that I look back, there were a lot of times where it could have been just like a for coma bit done.
Yeah.
Coma bit done. Like, wow, the way you worded that was perfectly, wow, it didn't, wow, fudge. And now that you say that, it's in my head, fudge, freaking senpai, swear to God.
That's what it feels like. The entire episode, it didn't have like, it didn't feel like a flow. It just felt like this weird like stopgap. It was just like, what is happening? And I just felt like I was trying to be forced into believing that it was funny when it wasn't. Like, that's what I felt like they really wanted me to laugh. And I don't really particularly like any series where it feels like they're really trying to grab a certain emotion out of me instead of just naturally me feeling that emotion, you know? And that's kind of how I felt and I was really sad because I really, really wanted to like it, and I really even like forced myself to laugh multiple times because I was trying to like it. And I think at the end I was just like, no, I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. This is not yeah, like this is like not quite it, you know?
Right.
And I think there were parts that they should have explained that were weird. For example, like how his sister is basically dead and no one was talking about that. Like, we're not going to talk about that.
That was kind of strange. That was kind of brushed over, like, in like a minute or two in the beginning, brushed a little bit more later on, like for more like 30 seconds. Like, oh, you're a sociopath. Like, we're going in this dungeon and you're thinking about food, not your sister. He goes, like,
yeah, and like, but that was
like,
weird because like right before that, when they're in town, he's like, you guys just stay here, I'm gonna go try to get my sister back. And they're like, oh yeah, what should we eat? I'm like, what is happening? They do talk about revival, they do, but it's much too late when they talk about it, because they say, he asks her, do you think we can revive her? And I think she says like, as long as she's not fully digested or something. But like, they never really talk about that before that. And so for like a whole 10 minutes you're just thinking like, are they all sociopaths? Like, what's going on? Like, do they know something that I don't? Like, what's going on here?
Right. Like, are you really worried? You know, like, what's I feel like it's kind of like inserted as like extra, like something aside, like a side thing,
which,
not
you
as
know,
a motivation.
I think it could have been funny if it started with that, but I think the fact that they started with this really
heavy,
intense scene of her sacrificing herself and dying,
right,
I think that's what made it weird. I think if they had gone in from the get-go with just them making it a joke, like a funny thing that nobody cares about her being dead.
Right.
But even the times where they talk about her being dead and nobody caring, it's not a joke. It's just like them going, oh, are we like not going to care about her being dead? Like, oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Awkward.
Yeah, it's awkward. It's not
awkward,
like funny.
Awkward. Like, I was like in the group right now and I was like saying the same thing. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And there's just like no, and then they even, you know, the guy says later, he's like, oh, you don't have to worry because dragons digest really slowly, so we can take our time. But they didn't know that prior to him saying that, so there was no sense of urgency for no reason. Like,
we
what?
Should probably get going, man. Your sister's probably not doing great.
Yeah, and I think just that having that sort of feeling made me feel a lot less for the characters.
Yeah. And like, while brushing that aside, like it's funny because I think it's what I kept doing. I kept brushing like what just occurred like in the first part of it, the crazy heavy.
You were just blinded by love, so.
I was a little bit.
The muscles were distracting you.
The thing is that like the animation and the art style was so like whimsical.
Oh, so good. Amazing.
Yeah, so like I eat that up.
S+.
And yes, he was
oh my god.
Sorry. Okay, I gotta stop. Focus. Okay, focus, brothers. Okay.
Dude, do you guys see what I had to deal with for 20 whole minutes? I had to listen to. I didn't see what she's seeing. All I hear is her doing that for 20 whole minutes.
He's just a handsome man.
Oh,
and I think what was cute is that he went on rambles about like the food and how to like scavenge for them. Like I thought it was just so freaking cute. His little rambles and that. And like a little bit slapsticky too, where it's like, what do you mean? Or like, is it an elf
like
girl? Was
eating,
it?
yeah, like eating weird stuff and whatnot.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, he'd be blushing. And that was the part where I was like, yeah! And then, because it came out of nowhere, it felt really very human, where he was just like, you know, had interest in something. He's a little bit, a little shy, a little goofy. You know, he seemed like
Yeah.
a genuine dude. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and I feel like the elf character, she also was very like relatable because you're like, that's exactly how a normal person would react to the situation, right?
Right, and it wasn't like over the top. Usually, it wasn't over the top, I think.
Yeah.
And the other guy, what's his name, Chuck or something like
Chuck
that.
or something like that, yeah.
He has like big ears. He's a little shorter. He was darn cute. I don't know. I felt like they were gonna go with the route of like he's like the straight man. Like, come on, what are you like? Let's get going. But he generally felt like he was just his friend, you know, in his group. Like, come on, dog.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate because I feel like the characters are so good and the premise is also so good. Like the premise of, oh, we're gonna eat monsters in a dungeon that people don't normally do. Like that's not a normal thing that people do, but we're gonna do it. I think is a really fun concept and it is really interesting, especially with these particular cast of characters. I just think that the overall premise and pacing was just so like hard for me to get on board with, and it wasn't really fun, like as funny as they wanted me to feel like it was.
I did have a couple of like scoffs, like you know, but I don't think I also have a specific like moment of realization like this is a comedy anime. This is, you know.
Yeah.
I
think that's I'm reading chat, which I know we're not normally doing, but I think that's a really good way to put it. Is their goal to save the sister conflicts with the laid back feeling 100%.
It's so conflicting.
It really
I just
kind of
an episode.
I feel like they should have just not had the sister part at all, and they should have just had them be like, we're going on a journey to eat everything in the dungeon. The end. Like that. Then it would have just been so much better. I feel like in so many different ways it would have been better. But I mean that would. It would have still been problematic because I don't like the pacing of the joke delivery, but you know, that's just a me thing, I suppose.
There's this one part where I had told you when I was watching it, like it was really funny how all of a sudden it paused and she zoomed in on her face and it cut to the next scene so fast. It was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. But if they really wanted to have like the sister like situation going on, I feel like it should be something funny like like help me, whatever. It's like she's up to no good again, and then it's like something laid back like that, like silly,
or like
it was so
like
intense,
or just say like, oh, we just gotta get her to a respawn point, you know, like something just super like silly and meta that makes you go like, oh, okay, she's fine. She's not being actively fucking digested by a dragon who literally sacrificed herself to save everybody else. Like, it just...
While they're seasoning, like, food.
Yeah! Like, it was just like a really dramatic, you know, thing for them to not care that much about. Yeah, I don't know.
It was pretty crazy. But yeah, I personally am looking forward to the next episodes. I am gonna watch it because I
of course, yeah, for ulterior motives.
No,
ulterior
motives.
Motives.
I am an anime, and I am the weeb in the pod with you. Okay, we had to uphold our titles. You know what I mean? I had to make sure I analyze each thing carefully and closely with fan art and lots of screenshots.
Sure.
Yes.
What would you rate it out of 10? Besides your love for him as an anime episode.
Right. I think personally it was a solid 7.5, 8-ish. I think it has a lot of potential for a lot of fun shenanigans, a laid back feel. And I do think the animation and the art style is just so like captivating. I just don't want to miss out on it, you know. So I will go ahead and rate it 8.
It has some incredible moments of like, if you screenshot it, it's like a perfect reaction image. Like, see, but the thing is, it feels. I think the thing that I don't like about it's conflicting. I feel like they're farming that though. Like they're farming viral. It feels like this weird episode of them trying to farm viral content. Like. It doesn't feel like a real episode. It just feels like a bunch of bits that they were like, oh, this is going to be really popular on social media and we have to keep it within 2 minutes so that people can upload the full video on Twitter. Like,
oh, like the equivalent of like the new seasons of SpongeBob. It's
yeah.
Like that. They only do it for like the bits of screenshot that's sharing that people go viral with, the memes.
Right. That's what it feels like to me. And I think that's what's really hard to make for me to watch it. I would say that I would give it a 5 out of 5 or 5 out of 10 purely because the animation and aesthetically it's so good. And despite my rant just now about that, I think the screenshot ability is good. And I think that is worth something. And I think meme ability is worth something, even if I don't really like the methods by which they're doing it.
Right, very screenshot ability. Yes, very screenshot.
Okay,
yes,
well, you know, we're gonna ignore Mita for now. Moving on.
Pause. I do have to pee. I'm not gonna. I'm so sorry.
Go bathroom. Yeah, we're going a little long. No, you're good. Go bathroom.
BRB, guys, please comment your favorite muscly man in the comments. Okay, BRB.
No, do not comment your favorite muscly man in the comments, please. Spare me. Do you see what I have to deal with it all the time anyway. I don't want to hear your guys' favorite muscly men either. All of these anime season reviews always go for really long. It's a little bit longer episodes than we usually we do. So I apologize you guys for the length, but thanks for bearing with us. We are at the 2-hour mark, so we're gonna have to start wrapping it up. I think we just get really passionate about stuff, and I know some of you guys also had some opposing opinions, and that's totally fine. As we always say, we really welcome different opinions. We're not trying to convince anybody that our opinion is right. We're just kind of stating our opinion, so please don't be upset by us having differing opinions. I think, again, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have different opinions and whatnot. So yeah, anyway, what was your guys' favorite anime this season? Post it in the chat. But also, if you're watching the VOD, please post in the comments as well. We'd love to see what your favorite anime this season was. Also, you may have or have not, I don't know how well YouTube shows this, have noticed. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but the podcast is officially a podcast now on YouTube because YouTube has added a new like podcast filter or something. So we are an official podcast, but that does mean that we might have to switch some stuff. I think I'm talking to staff about it, so we'll figure it out soon for the next episode, and we'll keep you updated. Mita and I were also talking about finally doing the 2 weebs in a pod, actually the watch-alongs where you guys can watch some anime with us. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for that. Oh my gosh, I would love to do watch-alongs because I am very reactive and I love reacting with people. So like, especially with yours, but I feel like we'd be able to bounce off each other and comment like, "You saw that, right?" Yeah.
So we'll definitely have to do one. Maybe we could ask chat for some suggestions for what they'd like to see us do a watch along of. So if you have one, please post it in the comments, not in the chat. Please post in the comments. Type in I'd love if you guys did a watch along of, and then post the title of the series that you'd like to see us do as well. But yeah, we're gonna Yeah, well, we gotta get on it, Mita, because we hit two hours already. These ones always take us a bit longer, so we're gonna zoom on through. We only have 2 more series left, so I know people are mentioning some other series, but I didn't see. The thing is, I wanted to watch Gushing Over Magical Girls and also Bang Bravern or whatever. Those 2, because that one's like a mecha one, and obviously Magical Girls, I love Magical Girls, but the Gushing Over Magical Girls wasn't on Crunchyroll or Netflix something. I think it was on High Dive, so I couldn't watch that one. And then Bang Braven, I don't know if that was on Crunchyroll either. I feel like it wasn't, but anyway. Hard to find series nowadays if they're not on Crunchyroll or Netflix for me.
Unfortunately, I can't subscribe to every single place like Hulu and anime Amazon. Yeah.
Oh, Bravern is on Crunchyroll. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll have to check that one out. But not Bravern, but what I did watch, and Mita didn't, was Metallic Rouge.
Ooh.
Metallic Rouge. Where are my notes on this one?
I'm so excited to hear about this. The art That's very cute. A little bit of really
Yeah.
some friendship as focus, maybe.
Metallic Rouge was very interesting. It is essentially a Sentai series by
Ah, I love
Studio
Sentai.
Bones, I believe.
Mm-mm.
So it is like they transform into like superhero ish. You know, they have a
Mm-mm.
superhero suit and whatnot. It, first of all, the animation quality is fucking crazy. It's so
Oh.
good. I mean, it's Studio Bones, so it's incredible. Like, I was watching the first episode. My roommate literally walked in and she was like, "Are you watching? Is this a movie?" I was like, "No, it looks like a movie though." It was funny that she
Ooh.
said that because I literally wrote right before she said that. I wrote, "It feels like a movie," and she came in and she was like, "Are you watching a movie?" I was like, "No, this is a series." And she was like, "Holy shit, that's how good it is!" Like, it's so beautiful. It and the
Wow.
color correction and stuff. It all feels very cinematic. It feels like a movie, like you're watching a movie. I watched
Oh
2 episodes.
wow.
Oh my god! And this is like such a funny thing that I wrote. There's no 3D. That's I know that sounds weird, but
What? No
I
CGI. No 3D.
no
People just walking
no 3D.
awkwardly.
And there's mech like monsters and
What?
also
Wait.
like suits. And there's no 3D.
That's impressive because
That's like insane.
that's insane, especially because like people are cutting corners like left and right
Like,
these days, like even more and more.
if you don't watch if you haven't watched a lot of anime recently, you won't understand why this is such a big fucking deal, but
That's such a big deal. Oh my
it's a
god.
huge fucking deal. It's insane. There are
Almost like every anime now has like people walking in the background for like the
it's
CGI. They
full
have
2D.
horses.
There's this whole ass fight scene and my jaw dropped because there's a
Wow.
whole fight scene where she's fighting these things that have these they're like mech monsters, like these little like mech crabs or something, and they shoot like their claws at her, but it's all like connected to this metallic like chain essentially. Like you can think of like a like a
Right.
chain on a belt or on a
Right.
bike, right? Like a bike chain. And they shoot out their claw. But that entire fight scene is completely 2D. She cuts
What?
through the claw with a fucking sword, with a laser sword. Completely 2D. It was absolutely insane. I was like, my jaw was on
What?
the floor.
That wow, because what? That's the only
I
what
know.
movies do. Actually, some movies still have CGI.
No,
Like there
I
and there.
literally watched the Digimon movie recently and it was
Wow.
all 3D and I was so upset.
Ah yeah. Ooh. Oh no.
It was so good. The fight scenes alone
Wow.
make it worth watching. The 2D fight scenes, like it's so rare to see these nowadays in 2024. 2D fight scene. I was like, holy shit.
Oh
This is
shoot.
so good. It's so
Cool.
beautiful. It's so clean. The animation's
How's
amazing.
how's the main the characters that I see in the picture? How are
Um,
they?
I think they're just okay so far. Like,
Okay.
it's so semi spoilers, but it's pretty, it's early on. Gundam level? No, it's better than Gundam. Like, it's insane how good it is. Again,
What?
it's Studio Bones. It's so
It's Studio
highly
Bones,
recommend
yeah.
check. I would say everyone should watch this if you like fight scenes in anime.
I love fight scenes.
It's just next level. I'm not even a fan
Wow.
of like their suit designs because the suit design's a little bit more organic, so think more like Guyver or Ultraman compared to Kamen Rider, which is more like mechanical. So it's a little bit more organic suits, which I'm not a fan of. But even then, it's just the fight scenes are just insane. The characters are just okay. I thought it was a little weird because so far the story is kind of like there are aliens on the planet and you can tell that they're aliens because they have these marks on their faces, but some people can hide the fact that they're aliens, right? So this girl on the left here in this picture, the main
Yeah.
character, Rouge, she is an alien that she's hiding it, right? But she
Ah.
also is one of the Sentai people, so she can transform into a Sentai. They haven't really
Huh.
explained like who the Sentai people are, what they do, but her thing is she and this girl next to her, Naomi, they like fight evil, quote unquote, and they're like killing these evil people or whatever. And Naomi on the right, she's a lot more like outgoing and like fun. And Rouge is kind of robotic. She's very, quiet, doesn't say very much, kind of childish and whatever. And yeah, that's kind of like the dynamic. They're both very generic so far. Nothing too interesting. Rouge is kind of dumb, so it kind of annoys me sometimes. Like she's supposed to be keeping her identity a secret. And, there's just like a lot of stuff that she does that just feels really silly, or like I'm just like, why? She just doesn't really think very much. But I think her thing is like, oh, I just take orders. Like I just do whatever people tell me to do. So maybe that'll be like a plot point later on. I don't know. So far the story I'm not like super interested in. I think the alien stuff is really cool and interesting, and Sentai stuff obviously I'm invested, I'm in. But really the animation and the music, the opening song is so fucking good. I just wish there was more plot reveal in the first 2 episodes. Right now it's very like, it's doing that thing that animes like to do, where like they do all this shit and you're like supposed to figure it out like 20 episodes later, where you're like, oh, that's why they were, yeah. Which is fine. I like that too. I'm not saying I don't like that. I think it's just the entire episode was that, where you're just confused. You're like, okay, I don't know what's going on. I don't know who these people are. I don't know why this is happening. Right. There's not enough actual information, concrete information for you to put anything together yet. Which I think they should have put in a little bit more of before they throw us all of these like little bits and bobs of things to put together.
Properly I can't word. They didn't properly pull it off, right? Like we were saying. Wow.
But worth watching just for the animation alone, like 100%.
Yeah. I'm also a big fan of fight scenes, so I am down. Especially with how much you are really excited about it. Heck yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Oh,
a fight, like mech fight scenes with no 3D is like insane.
That doesn't sound real to me anymore.
It's not like in this day and age, it just doesn't happen.
So right, every single fight scene there will be something 3D.
They even have like a car chase scene. And none of it's 3D.
Are always 3D.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I fucking hate? All of these isekai villainous series, all of the carriages and horses being 3D drives me apeshit.
I saw a 7-time loop. The horses were very also Villainess
Level 99. Yeah, the both of them. I was like, oh my god. Every time I see a horse, I'm gonna like throw up. Like I hate this.
They were like shaded correctly. They're just like brown.
They don't even try. They literally don't even try. They don't. But
oh my
gosh. Anyway, Metallic Rouge, highly recommend. Right now I'm giving it an 8 out of 10, but I feel like it could go higher if the plot, starts plotting. It's not really doing that yet. It's still a little too shallow for me, but I think once the plot starts plotting, and depending on the direction it goes, I'll be really excited. But holy shit, highly recommend everyone to check it out. Again, purely just to see the animation alone. Incredible. Yeah.
Exciting. All right, I'll check that out.
All right. Next one, our last one on our list today is the one that I think a lot of people were looking forward to.
I'm looking forward to saying,
yeah. Did you read the manga for this one?
I didn't actually, for one.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
For real.
Yeah.
But girl, I'm excited to talk about this because what they pulled off, my mind was blown.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, I mean, check it out, first of all, yes. But the first episode, you're pulled into this like ultimate game, like that
was so it got me. It was so funny when they did the opening.
They didn't got him.
I literally, because I was like watching the opening, I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? I was like, wait.
I was ready for like what's interesting, because I was ready to click off. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, I don't want to follow this girl's journey. Yeah. This is another. This is an ultimate game, and in the opening too, I was like, oh, that's kind of cute, I guess. I was like, I had like my hand on like my cheek, my cheek resting on my hand, like, okay, this is nice. But then, surprise,
they had you in the first half.
That was not the main character.
No.
Even the picture you're looking at now. Who's the main character? Tell me.
Yeah.
It's not the pink hair girl. Surprise! Like what? Girl. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. In the ending, I don't know who that other blonde girl is yet, but the ending was so cute. That was adorable. I don't know what that was, but they're girlfriends, and it's adorable.
Yeah.
So please tell me what your thoughts are.
So actually, this series was recommended to me a couple years ago, maybe last year, by my friend PokePal. She like recommended me this series as a manga because she was like, "Oh, you should definitely read it." So I've had it on my like to read list for a long time. But again, it was another series where I saw that the anime was coming out. I was like, "All right, I'll watch the anime first, and then I'll see how I like it." And then so I know that it was gonna be good because she told me it was really good. It was one of her favorites, so I was like really excited. And then I watched that beginning and I was like, "What the fuck am I watching?" And then they played the Otome game opening and I was like, "Oh, this is like not the Villainous yet." And I thought that was really funny, and I thought it was so cute how they did the Otome opening just like a real Otome game opening.
Literally. Oh my gosh.
With the janky live 2D and everything. Like I was like cracking up. I was like, "Oh my god, this is so good." I will say my biggest gripe with this is that animation was kind of bad.
Yeah, it was for sure.
It was kind of bad.
I think that's why, like, I just kept like going, while watching the beginning part, because I'm like, are we following this girl on this generic journey of defeating evil force? The end, all the boys love her, like, and like, specifically, you know that scene where she goes up to the school gate and it closes on her, and the guy's there, like, actually,
yeah.
And she was like, you know, like sulking. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You just met the guy. It's just like, oh, I forgot his name, Ox or something.
They all have weird, dumb English names.
Good. And she's like, Nani? And she runs away, like, thank you. And I was like, okay. I mean, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll come to like her later. Girl. The way they got us, oh my gosh, that was so clever. I literally was like this, and then I picked my head up. I was like, no way. Because, like, that shift was so satisfying.
It was. Girl. I feel like the only thing is that, like, if you don't have the patience to go through it, I feel like it could really put people off. Like you said, you almost clicked away. Like, I feel like people could. Did. And it was really long. The intro was... Right. I feel like they could have condensed it a little bit more to pull more people in. I feel like a lot of people might have clicked away because of that. But no, I thought it was really interesting. I'm really excited to watch more. I only got to watch one episode of this one, but I'm excited to watch more of this one. And to see where it goes. It is too bad that the animation is just so actually bad.
Yeah, the ending, the animation was not bad at all, but the anime itself, holy moly, and like the art style, it's pretty nice, a little bit slightly generic, but not quite, I would say, generic. But it felt like, you know, it's like bare minimum. You know, they gave us the bare minimum.
Yeah.
You know.
Unfortunate. I feel like you know, we'll have to see where it goes. Again, I've only seen the first episode, so
yeah, the second episode is really good.
Okay.
I think I watched the second episode. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, the first episode just ends with like she has to go up to the crystal ball, but she's like, "Oh shit, I don't know what my level is."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, it's 99." Everyone's like, "What?" And that's where it ends.
Oh, that's where it ended. Oh my gosh. But yeah. I want to hear your opinions after the second episode because I really think she's really cute. With the girl with black hair.
Really the main character.
Very. I think personally, I just found her very lovable for no reason. You know, I like latch onto these random characters, but I just happen to really.
No,
like
I mean, I think she's like really cute. I liked her whole thing about her like just going to the dungeon like every day to like train.
Yeah.
Because she's you know, she's trying not to die. So.
Right. Yeah. Oh, wait, what's that? Maybe I did only watch one episode. I'm trying to remember. Oh wait, fudge. No, it was 2 episodes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you rate this one?
I say it's a solid 7 out of 10. I feel like a lot of potential. We just started, so hopefully it picks up. I'm curious about the guy with the gray hair because in the ending.
Oh yeah, it seems like she has like romance with him or something, right?
Yeah, Roman, like he's like blushing, like
Yeah.
I'm just an anime boy, and he's holding out his like yeah. So I'm really excited to see their dynamic in the future. But they really show the dynamic between her and the blonde character. Which, okay, I'm gonna guess because again, I haven't read the series. I don't know what's gonna happen. But my guess is that she's like another villainess in the game, or maybe she's
Yeah,
like the
I think in
villainess.
the opening, the fake opening, it said that she was the villainess.
Oh, I'm so smart, I guess.
Yeah,
the prophecy has been revealed.
It has
it's
been
true.
revealed.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, never mind. Stop! I'm so embarrassed. Shut up. Okay, can we cut this part? Cut this part right here. I'm so embarrassed. I didn't know. I didn't catch it. I'm so embarrassed. Like, guys, I discovered something. I'm so smart.
Yeah. Well, that's what it says, but I don't. That's why I was curious because the title is Villainess Level 99, and technically the main character, she is the one level 99, so she is also a villainess, I guess. I don't know. Not really sure where they're gonna go with that, so we'll have to see. Yeah. I think personally, I would give it a 6 out of 10, only because I have not seen the second episode. I think the animation was really lackluster. So far, it's like interesting, but it's not. And I got a good giggle out of it, but I also think that the first half is just a little too long. So. I think I need to see more before I can give it any more judgment.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I think our ratings are pretty close. Yeah.
Well, what would you say out of all the series then that we have gone over today, what are you looking most forward to continue watching or to start watching?
I am not gonna lie. I'm really looking forward to continuing Delicious in Dungeon.
Well, it's very mecha-core, so.
Yeah. I can't. As I have read most of the series that have been adapted, I'm still gonna be looking at them and stuff, but I'm not excited as
right, because you already know what's gonna happen.
Right. I'm just curious about how they will animate it, how it'll look.
Right.
So not really excited, but more so for Delicious in Dungeon, I'm really excited to see how stupid it could get. Like, not stupid as like the show is stupid, but like how silly the shenanigans, yeah. And how silly and nonchalant they could be about this journey.
Yeah.
And Villainess Level 99, I'm like kind of interested, but I'm not gonna be on top of it. I think I know myself. I'm not gonna be like updates. No, I'll go to the source itself.
Yeah.
But I am very curious about Delicious in Dungeon. How about you?
I think Seventh Time Loop maybe might be the one that I actually kind of really like stick to and watch a lot of. And then see, I'm worried about Metallic Rouge. I really want to like it because the fight scenes, like I said, were really good. But I am worried, and I feel like if the plot doesn't start amping up soon for me, I'm gonna just drop it. Even though I think it's like just visually far superior to like anything else, but those are probably my two that I'm gonna be. I mean, I'm gonna watch more Villainous 99, but I also feel like I'm probably gonna drop it if it doesn't really captivate me in like the next 2 episodes. Right.
I definitely agree. Yeah. So for this season, overall, winter 2024, it's a pretty, I would say 6. It's meh. It's not bad, but doesn't stand out. It's a meh.
Yeah, I would say it's a 6 out of 10 season for me too. Not like super in love with any of the titles, especially because, like I said, I think I just had a really high expectation for a lot of them. Like
I did too.
Yeah, Solo Leveling or what else?
I had no expectation
Delicious
from Hokkaido girls.
oh yeah, I should have lowered my expectation. That was actively bad. I couldn't.
Potential gone. There's no potential.
No potential. If you like getting blue balled, then enjoy. But you know me, I'll just go watch some actual porn instead.
Oh my god. Senpai.
Yeah,
senpai.
I will check out Gushing Over Magical Girls and Braven because I haven't seen those. If Gushing Over Magical Girls is good, maybe we could but I think that one's ecchi, isn't it? I think that's why I didn't watch it.
Oh.
I was like, maybe we could do that for our watch along or something, but I think that was ecchi. Not sure.
I'm fine with ecchi.
Yeah,
As
extremely
long as it
ecchi.
doesn't like end up like
Porn.
yeah. I don't know. Definitely no.
Well,
but
yeah, if you guys have anything that you want to watch with us, again, please post it into the comments below. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm excited too.
This concludes episode 7. Woohoo!
Woo! Yeah. Happy New Year 2024.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to so much this year, senpai.
Yes. We'll
Oh
have
my gosh.
much more 2 Weebs in a Pod fun shenanigans this year. We'll have some more guests in the future as well. We're already planning for a couple guests, I feel like. Yeah. And we're looking forward to talking about more anime with you all as well.
Yeah.
What was your favorite this season? Comment it down below as well. Let us know. If you guys have any other ideas for things that you'd like to see from us in the future too, feel free to comment those as well.
Yes.
And anything else you'd like to add, Mita, before we close out?
Of course. And on Twitter, if you guys have anything you like from the show, any clips from this episode or fan art, go ahead and use hashtag 2weepsinapod, just like it's spelled in the logo. Go ahead and use it on Twitter, and we will get to see it. We really do enjoy your fan art, and we appreciate you guys watching us. We really enjoy doing this with you guys. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So
Alrighty
that's
then.
it for me. I love muscles.
I love maidens. This is 2 Weeps in a Pod.